West Virginia.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I belong. I hear you. You hear me?
I hear you. You hear me?
West Virginia.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Take me home.
Can you hear me?
Country road.
Oh, we're live on YouTube. I just got to push.
Country road. Oh, so did I. Oh, I gotta. Thank you. I gotta silence my phone.
Yeah, do that. Oh, that's
My
a good.
phone now gives like 17 notifications for any email I get. So,
Interesting.
guess it'd be very interesting when you're seeing patients and your phone just blows up because
Guess who's
somebody
going
sent
to
you an
email you now instead of text you?
Oh, tell you what.
All right. Let me just check our YouTube.
I can ignore anything equally. I'm just telling you.
Aw, thank you.
I'm in my 50s. I'm not beholden to my phone. I'm the last generation that doesn't live on its phone, and I still live on my phone too much.
Yeah, I do too much as well.
So,
All right. Think that's good. Looks like we're out live on there. We got some chat.
yeah, Willard is saying we're
on the show.
annoying. We're annoying him. Here you go, Willard. That's for you.
Hello.
That's for you.
Yep. That's we do that because I think it was the first episode. If you go back, I sound horrible more than normal because I'm very tinny because I selected the wrong microphone in this program and it was just recording through my laptop microphone 3 feet away from me, and I had to boost it and do what I could. But still
I'm
no
just
good.
gonna go back on. It just annoys Willard. That's why I. Do it. There you go, Willard. That's for you.
He's gonna make you go to Sherwood Forest or something.
Oh, you could try.
Okay. How's my shot look? Good. Your shot looks good.
Your shot looks very nice. I think I look a little bloated.
You look bloated. I got
look
200 pounds on you, kid.
I look a little puffy. I was sleeping until about 15 minutes ago. This
Yeah.
late night stuff is not going to work for me. We got to fix something out.
Okay.
Something new.
Sounds good. I got to go on a daytime schedule anyway soon.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. So. All right. I think we're going, and I'll take a beat.
Yes, sir.
Let me get some unsweet tea.
Oh, I got to call up a rundown at some point.
Rundown. Oh, you don't have it?
Oh,
You
I
should
have
get
it. No, I have it. I maximize our screen so I can look at you instead of a
Aww.
rundown.
All right. Save it for the show. This is all gold. All right. Hello, Treksplorers, and welcome back to Treksploration. I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And today we are talking about Lower Deck Season 5, Episode 7, Fully Dilated. What is
Fully
that, 10
dilated.
How you doing, Flip?
I don't know. It sounds dirty.
Yeah, a little bit in some way, right? I think there's a few ways I could think of it, but I just thought of the beautiful natural childbirth way. You know, what is it, 10 centimeters? Good to go?
Sure. You're the expert on childbirth on this panel, and that's saying a lot about our show.
I've seen it I've seen it in person actually once, but it was life-changing and beautiful.
Well, there you go. I'll take your word for it, and you can live that experience for the both of us.
It involves a lot of cottage cheese and a liver. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I love liver.
Yeah.
So I might be on board. I don't know.
Some women actually eat the placenta. There's some.
All right, I'm gonna
there.
vomit. Okay, that's it. No, we're a
Not
family
me.
show.
I'm not going to
and
eat
I don't
anything
hear
that comes
about
out
it.
of me.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. We got some notes already. Let's start there.
We got notes.
Some messages. Yay. I don't know if it wasn't working last time or what happened. All right. Yeah, that sounds great, Willard. Let's do that. Let's keep that a surprise for the viewers, listeners. That sounds good.
So that's Inside Baseball from Willard. Yeah.
Yep. The omnipotent Willard is here joining us. So we haven't spoken in what, a week now? I thought we were going to.
I can't even keep track, man. I mean,
You've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy. You've been busy. Things have been happening, and then all of a sudden we're 3 episodes behind. Oh no, wait! This might go out in like way in the future, and here we are, like 20 minutes late for this episode that just aired 15 minutes ago.
It just aired 15 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, that one.
It's great.
I love how you shake your head at me like, no, don't do it. They like we're still on a podcast instead of a video show. You shake your head like, stop it, you idiot.
It's okay. Yeah, we got a little behind. It was Thanksgiving and holidays, so and live episodes. I don't know why they do that to us, but I'm not complaining. You know. So we're talking about Fully Dilated. When's the last time you've been fully dilated?
I guess the last time I got my retinas checked.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only dilated I know. I mean,
it's not as bad as I thought it would be when I got mine done. I still had the Terminator glasses done when I left, but I was driving by feel. I had to have my arm out the window, and I was feeling the bumps in the middle of the road for the lines.
Gotcha. Sounds like that's hard on your fingers, right?
Yeah, but otherwise you won't go
Yeah.
straight and you'll hit a tree or something.
I got you. My wife always called those the wraparound glaucoma specs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those. They're
so
pretty cool.
there you go.
They're pretty cool. But yeah, I used to think it was like you couldn't see it all, but you can. It's just not as good, maybe.
All right. Yeah. No, I can't. No. Yeah, I think I did that once, and it was probably 10 years ago. I don't remember
Hmm.
the experience.
Were they just looking at your back of your eyeball or something?
Yeah, probably. The thing is, the last time I went for an eye checkup, they did look at the back of my eyeball. They didn't have to dilate anything.
Well, that's cool. Maybe
So I don't
better
know.
technology. Maybe it
So
depends what they're doing.
I think I need a cervix.
Yeah, you definitely have to get your cervix fully dilated.
Yeah, I feel like that's the issue. I
I was
think
born missing mine.
we're cervix impaired on
Yeah,
this
I was
show.
missing mine, so
Right.
a
I
lot
mean,
of boring nights.
who isn't missing their cervix, really?
That's
Yeah.
right. So before we get this episode started,
What are we talking
we are
about?
talking fully dilated cervixes. I'm here for it.
I love it.
We're talking about Fully Dilated Season 5, Episode 7 of Lower Decks. Original air date November 28th, 2024. Written by Andrew Muth.
Sounds good.
Directed by Megan Lloyd.
Megan Lloyd. That one I can say. Andrew Muth sounds about right. Megan Lloyd
That's
is the
right.
directed by.
Big D Don says that's two different kinds of doctors. And Linda says,
What?
ew.
Who's Big
Ew.
D Don?
That is one of all.
One of all. How you
He's
doing, one
joining
of
us
all?
tonight.
Oh,
And
Linda's saying ew.
Linda's saying ill.
I
She
guess
don't
we
like
have
the
people with
cervix
us.
talk.
Happy
I don't
Friday
know.
night. We have a whole crew here.
I know nothing about
Treksplorers
cervixes.
abound. We are we have an embarrassment of riches.
It's not like we're talking about mucus plugs or anything.
I mean, soon though. Soon.
Soon. It's coming. It's
I
coming.
mean, when's allergy season? Maybe April.
Yeah, you just take some of that allergy medicine, you'll be fine.
There we
Makes
go.
you sleepy, though. All right, Christopher DeFilippis, or like I like to call you, Flip. Could you give us the episode synopsis for Fully Dilated?
I can do that. I wrote this one. Yeah.
I would love
Episode
that.
synopsis by me. The Cerritos is sent to close another dimensional fissure detected by an observation buoy, one that leads to a reality with a purple Enterprise D. Tendi is anxious to brief Captain Freeman and the command crew with facts she's amassed regarding the fissures, but Freeman says, put a pin in it. She wants to decide who will be chosen to fill the vacant senior science officer slot first. Tendi is angling for it, but T'Lyn reveals that she is also. This sends Tendi into an uncharacteristically petty and jealous spiral where she starts to see T'Lyn as her competition instead of her friend. But forget about that. The Cerritos has detected some tech from the Purple D on the nearby planet Delmer 3. Delmer is a pre-industrial society, and the tech could cause a breach of the Prime Directive. So Mariner, Tendi, and T'Lyn are selected to lead an away mission to retrieve the tech before it disrupts the planet's natural development. There's one catch. Delmer's core has a unique property that causes the time dilation. Every second on the Cerritos is the equivalent to 1 week planetside. Thus explains Boimler, who for some reason is in charge of the transport. Also, he and Rutherford are sipping ostentatious cocktails because plot. Anyway, the landing party beams down, and before you can say interstellar, Boimler and Rutherford spill their drinks on the transporter console, causing such a delay in the retrieval that the landing party is stuck on the planet for the better part of a year. Not only that, but they track down the Purple D tech and discover that it is the head of none other than Commander Data, the Purple Dimension version anyway. Hijinks ensue. Tendi is obsessed with the outsciencing. I'm sorry to say that again. I knew I was going to fuck it up. And we're live.
And we're live. Come on, man. I want to monetize you one day.
Tendi is obsessed with outsciencing T'Lyn. T'Lyn is obliviously competent in going native. Mariner decides to go all inner light, but spends the majority of time in jail. Anyway, Boims and Ruthy clean the console, beam up the landing party, and Freeman makes both Tendi and T'Lyn joint senior science officers at the suggestion of Purple Data. The end. This time.
Aw.
For that time, on Star Trek Lower Decks, season 5, episode 7, with only one F-bomb so far. We're doing great.
9 minutes in. And no, that's not the official time. It's like 4 minutes in.
It'll be the only one, I promise.
Okay. Okay. So did you use the word petty on purpose?
Did I say petty? I don't even remember. I wrote this like 5 days ago.
I was thinking Laura Petty from Star Trek Voyager, Gravity, because that's what this was aping a little bit.
I had no clue. I know that they said something about a Voyager planet, but
yep.
As you know, I have not seen the majority of Voyager. So
yeah, that's a good one. You know Tank Girl, right? She's on that episode.
Yeah, I know Tank Girl.
And it's Tuvok, and I think Tom Paris, and maybe the Doctor.
And the Return of Tuvix, right? Tuvix is on that one too.
Oh, the Return of Tuvix. I can't wait for that one.
And you were there.
The Wrath of Tuvix. That's what I want to watch.
There we go.
Star Trek Voyager 2, The Wrath of Tuvix. Oh, in another timeline, in another dimension.
Star Trek Voyager
that movie.
Tuvix.
Could you imagine how good that actor Tuvix would be as like the villain? And we get to see his chest and everything like that. And he'd quote from Shakespeare.
I'm all for Tuvix chest. I tell you
about it. Tuvix. So when's the last time you saw a Purple D?
I mean, look, I was watching a movie just last night, but never mind. I mean, again,
I saw a Purple D one time in real life. I didn't understand it.
You have to any context on that? I mean, I'm happy to leave it there.
No context.
Kind of like you left the Purple D right where you found it.
Exactly. You just don't touch Purple Ds. That's like Sunny D. Is that different? Maybe that's in a different.
I mean, that's again in another dimension. In the Purple D dimension, it's perfectly fine for the kids to be going through the refrigerator and finding the Purple D.
Are there purple Ds? Are there purple Sunny Ds? Do they just stick to the one flavor, or do they? I mean,
maybe when they're on Jogging Boner Planet in that galaxy.
Did they mention that in this episode? I think it was this episode. She said it was some Eloy level BS.
Did they say Eloy? I mean, Eloy is more. I call them Eloy, but they're not Eloy. I mean,
I don't know.
They're whatever that stupid planet is.
Whatever they call them.
JBP.
Yeah, Justice. So they reference Justice. There were so many references that I couldn't keep track. So what's your first impression of Fully Dilated, Christopher DeFilippis?
This was somewhat of a departure, and I felt like it was a pleasant dalliance. I liked most of what I saw in this episode, even though I did take it to task because there are just some things that don't make sense, or just because they needed to facilitate some of the stuff that helped the episode actually happen. But beyond that, I mean, I have one big gripe, but I can save it. But on the whole, first impressions, this is a perfectly enjoyable episode of Lower Decks. How about you?
I was not spoiled at all on this episode. So when Data came on and Brent Spiner Brent Spiner spoke, then that's when I popped, because I was just like freaking out because I love Data, and everybody loves Data, right? That's like when anytime Spock's on something. But when Data was on screen, I like lost my mind, and I couldn't believe it. And I was like, yes, finally, this is awesome. I love it. And so that made it for me. And then all the references I enjoyed, the inner light. And they put so many references in there. So I popped for each one of them. And the story was cute too. So positive outlook on this episode.
I like it. Now, can I ask you something? I mean, maybe this is, listen, I'm gonna be swinging my big Purple D for a while now. So let me just
came up with the title for this episode.
Let me just tell everybody how they can reach us, tell us what they think, and then we can go on with our discussion. You can always find us at patreon.com/Treksploration. That's where we try to have our main hub of discussion about episodes, and you can join there for free. And yes, bring your soap flute. It'll be nice. You play that a lot better than Mariner does, I'll tell you that. You can also hit us up on the gram. That's Instagram.com/InnerLightPod. I'm sorry, no, that's TrekSplorationPod. You can email us at TrekSplorationPod@gmail.com. You can find us on Blue Sky. Is it Blue Skies, Mr. Blue Sky?
Blue Sky at bluesky.social.
Shining at me. Yeah, so just, it's
at our link tree, on our contact page, on our website.
On the website, which is TrekSploration.com. Go find all that crap here, all that crap there. Not here. We're not here. We're there. You can call
description below, maybe.
Call us on the phone, 707-847-6682. That's 707-847-6682. I haven't checked it in a few weeks. There might be like messages there from beyond. But that is a good way to get to us. You can also send us stuff at our P.O. Box, P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. We are apparently on Twitch, where you can see us playing video games. Not really.
One time, but that wasn't live.
Treksploration.com is our website. So find all of our good stuff there at that new website. It's looking really sharp, man. It's a nice website. And thank you.
Work in progress, under
Albie.
Construction, like GeoCities.
I don't know. I think it's fine. I think there's a little man with a shovel on it, and that's what I thought was pretty sharp. I don't know. And we want to thank our existing crew of intrepid Treksplorers. They are Cadet Listen Linda, our Lieutenant Commander Scott Seligman, and Cosplay Dad. Always stand by and salute our captain on the bridge, Captain Charles from Texas.
Captain Charles.
And also walk with 2 feet and 1 shoe as if Billy Mooney is looking over your shoulder, because we have our lifetime member, the omnipotent Willard. He's sort of part of the Q continuum, and I think he could mess you up if he wanted to. So you better be nice to him.
Turning puppies.
Or he's gonna wish you to the corn, man. He's gonna do it.
Leave you in the Delta Quadrant.
I'm telling
digging
you.
up some old relics.
And we also just want to thank our free patrons as well, the people that are on the Patreon site who are just following us. You don't have to be a financial supporter to go there and join the community. And you can always also, right here in the comments on YouTube, tell us what you think. On our YouTube channel, it's youtube.com/@Treksploration for those that were listening on the podcast feed. Although you're probably already a member at Patreon and YouTube if you're hearing us from then. So we did get some feedback. It's not about us. It's about something new.
Feedback
in the Star Trek universe.
Before we go to feedback, we got a comment from Big D Don. One of all, he says, "That's beautiful, Al. What key is that?" It's skeleton key. Or actually, that was more like Mon key.
Mon is like, okay, I'm not even going to go there. We're going with D. We're going with
Monkey.
placentas.
Monkey.
I thought you were going like Mons. Anyway.
Monkey. Monkey.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Hey, did you happen to see that in the last week or so, maybe the last couple of days, that a trailer dropped for a certain made-for-TV Star Trek film that's going to be airing in January?
Holy crap, I was so excited. It just dropped, and I shared it on the Patreon. I bated breath. I'm sitting there. I'm watching it. I put it on the big screen. I'm like, I can't wait. A couple minutes later, I walked away and went,
Yeah. So anyway, as you can tell by that, you know we're talking about Section 31.
Section 31, I can't wait.
Yeah, I know that you're a huge fan of Giorgio.
I do love Giorgio.
Everybody but me seems to be a huge fan of Giorgio.
She was good in Wicked.
No, she wasn't. I haven't even seen Wicked. I can tell you she wasn't good.
Can't wait till you see Wicked and watch her sing.
And she wasn't good in this trailer. I can't imagine that woman singing.
There's a theory out that the trailer tells you nothing on purpose because they don't want to reveal the big whatever it is.
Yeah, so you give me your impression of the trailer, I'll give you my impression. You already gave me the right?
It's a lot of nothing. Some, exciting sounds and visuals, but like you really can't tell what the story's about or what's going on. I did WTF when we had the what's that alien, half black and half white?
Let that be your last battlefield.
Yeah,
guy. But they should all be dead.
Well, but they're jumping around in time because if you notice, the crew is from different time periods. So, one, he could be from before they were all extinct, or he might have left the planet before any of this happened.
I know, I get it, but the thing is, you destroy the allegory of that episode by having another one of those lives.
They'll fix it. Or
no, they won't because it's Section 31 and they don't give a. We're live anyway.
We're live. I'm not gonna criticize until I watch the whole thing. But I was shocked to see that because we've only seen that twice, and one of them was the Joker and the guy from the Goliath Awaits that pulled on his ear.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The 1985 made-for-TV miniseries Goliath Awaits. Have you ever seen it?
I don't know. What the hell we live on different...
Frank Gorshin.
Are you sure you're not from a parallel rift dimension.
I don't know if you've noticed,
we're
but we're
kind of
slightly more
friends.
purple right now.
I just felt like, maybe you spilled something on yourself, or you really got into a scrape.
It was
I want you to say
Michelada.
You should
Michelada.
you
I
should
was
see the
drinking
other
before the
guy.
show.
Right?
You should see
Was
the
that?
other guy. I spilled some Michelada all over me. It was pretty bad, but I cleaned most of it up.
I can't have those because I'm allergic to shrimp. So.
Oh yeah, I had mine without seafood because I got to say no seafood. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. I can deal with the fish in that, or with a little bit of Caesar dressing. I can deal with the fish.
That's got the alige. That's got the good stuff. The la leche, the anchovies. We love it. La leche, mi amiga.
I made good time of my 2 years in isolation.
I'm telling you, that looks like it's been 3D printed.
It has. It was one of the first things we 3D printed.
Albie got a 3D printer. I knew that.
Albie got a 3D printer. And
are you playing a
everything.
pig? It kind of looks like you're playing.
I am playing the pig.
Okay, playing the pig.
Yeah,
all right.
It's a pig, and it's a ocarina.
As is so often in life, here I am playing the pig.
Rennie wanted to print an ocarina, and she printed one, and then I printed one for me because I was like, that looks like fun. She's pretty good at it, and then I practiced all during watching Lower Decks. So I tried to match. Beckett Mariner's.
You're better than Mariner, actually.
So I worked on it. Yeah, 3D printer. They're fun.
Gotcha. So Captain Charles says of the Section 31 trailer, I am definitely not one to say something is or is not. I argue constantly with the Star Wars purists, so I refuse to be one of them, but this one I worry about a little. Again, we've seen about 2 minutes of the entire production, so who knows what the whole product looks like. But that said, if this is to occur in the, quote, Lost era, where's my Excelsior class ships, my maroon uniforms with the flap? We shall see. And just to give my, in case you didn't get the
Oh, yeah, I
gist,
didn't get your impression. I'm thinking you loved it.
all sound and fury signifying nothing, my friend. It seemed like a middling episode of Quantum Leap Season 1, where there's just a lot of lights going off and nothing really happens. But, yeah, so that's Captain Charles. And, Charles, I agree. I wanted to see at least one Monster Maroon, but there wasn't one.
Not yet.
Again, not yet. But
maybe by the time the end of it comes. Although it's kind of like a pilot, the way they're talking, like they're all willing to do more if people like it. From the reaction, I think it's right behind the new Snow White movie. So I don't know.
The new Snow White movie.
You haven't heard about that?
No. Oh, all right. I'm going to fly to Florida and knock that thing out of your hands and then fly back.
I knew I'd get there eventually. Okay.
You son of a bitch. Lieutenant Commander Scott Seligman says, I can no longer define what Star Trek is, but this doesn't look like Star Trek to me. I feel like it's generic sci-fi. I agree. A generic sci-fi with a woman who somehow won an Oscar that doesn't seem to be able to speak English beyond reading it phonetically off of a cue card. So,
hey, I couldn't speak Chinese other than reading it phonetically.
But you're not an Oscar-winning performer in China.
I could be in a slightly more purple dimension.
I mean, no, I don't even think, even with the biggest purple D in the world, you wouldn't be able to pull that off.
If I had a purple D big enough, I could do anything.
If I had a purple B big enough, I would sting your purple D and make it even bigger.
There's a B on your hand.
Listen, Linda writes, Cadet Linda, hi Linda, we saw your unboxing. It was great.
Hope you didn't mind we pirated your video.
Woo! She writes, I'm glad it's a movie and not a series. And that makes two of us, but don't jinx it because maybe they will make this into a series. I don't know.
I think if the fan reaction is strong enough and everyone hates it, then they'll make it into a series.
Yeah,
but I think if we pretend to like it, maybe we won't get a series. But it might be good. I don't want to trash it before I see it. It's unfair.
I kind of want to trash it before I see it. I don't know. I know it's unfair, but it doesn't. I gotta go back to exactly what Scott said. Yeah, listen, I have my own idea of what Star Trek is, but this did not seem Star Trekky to me in any way. I've said that about Lower Decks a couple of times too, and this season is don't do it. This season has surprised me in many, many ways,
Yes.
in very Trek ways. I can't see this Lower Deck film being any more than a dumb shoot 'em up that wants to be Guardians of the Galaxy meets Suicide Squad, the James Gunn version.
I got that feeling.
They're going for a Gunn vibe. They're going for a James Gunn
I like both
vibe
of those
here.
things. So,
I do too when James Gunn is doing them.
yeah.
Not when Akiva Goldsmith.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Yeah. I think James Gunn would have done a little bit better job.
The
frankly.
director, we can't pronounce his name. He's directing it, so
Olaton Asa Discovery.
I don't want to say it wrong, but I'm just incapable because I'm not intelligent enough. But so we'll get some of those rolly shots that you don't like.
Oh my God!
But I think other than that, it's going to be good.
Down? Let's do me upside down. Can we do like a 360? Can you do that in post? Just do like a 360 push it on me.
It just takes another half hour out of my life. So we'll see. We'll see. I could barely get a fish picture in a video, so we'll see.
Oh wow! Did we wind up posting that?
It just finished exporting like an hour ago, and I didn't upload it because I didn't want to take my bandwidth for the live.
God damn it! I gotta write a description, don't I?
It had so many. It had so
my
many.
work is never done here in Treksploration. Why do I gotta write descriptions?
Last time show, I think it was last week. Riverside, the recording platform we used, was all glitchy, so I actually had to remake all the videos before I made the project. Again, it was a hassle, but it should be up tonight. I'm gonna upload it tonight.
Sounds tedious.
Yeah. We have a couple of comments. Omnipotent Willard said TrekMovie.com has a breakdown of the trailer, so we might learn some more stuff there. I did watch the Trek Culture one with Sean Ferrick, and I got a lot out of it. He said I was going to get a 3D printer this year, but it's going to be a major purchase next year. It'll give me more time to perfect my 3D modeling. Absolutely. Very cool.
Good for you guys. You know what I'm never going to get?
A 3D printer?
Or a Purple D.
If I had a Purple D, I'd go see a doctor. I'm just saying. And then I'll be like, doctor,
I'd go see a movie producer.
doctor, I have a Purple D and I'm missing my cervix. Please help.
I'm going to hold out my squishy bloody placenta and say, will this help?
Yeah, the reason I got a 3D printer obviously is to play and make stuff, have like a replicator. But Linda says, I wonder if the carpets match the hull. That was a funny part of the episode. I love that one. I wanted to print a robot for one of Rennie's classes. She had a nature and engineering robotics class in her school. And for extra credit, we were going to try to 3D print the robot from Wild Robot. I think her name is Roz. If you haven't seen Wild Robot, check it out. It's awesome.
Roz is one of my favorite Frasier characters.
Exactly. I think she might play the voice too. I'm not sure.
But Perry Gilpin? I don't think it's Perry Gilpin.
My friend with a 3D printer just couldn't do it in time. So, and then the one that I've been looking at a lot went on crazy Black Friday sale. I was like, now's the time. And plus, with like the impending shortages of everything starting in 2024, I might need to print my own anything,
All right. Well, I might be hitting you up to print me stuff.
You got it. You want to see what Serenity printed for me?
Yeah, sure.
This is the first thing she printed for me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's actually a keychain.
I can see the little hole in top.
Yep. So I'm going to string that up to my keychain. I might paint it. I'm not sure yet, like a silver or a gray. So maybe a matte silver.
Everybody that is watching
maybe
or
gold.
listening on the podcast feed, it is Albie holding up Starfleet Delta, a Command Delta from the original series with the star in the middle.
Looks pretty good.
Yep.
So, and I got other things to show you tonight, but my favorite so far, besides the keychain, which is a lovely gift from my daughter.
Yes. I give everybody permission to punch out now, because it's just going to get worse.
You can't if you can get to me in my space station.
Yeah, you know what? That space station is called the Inner Blight. Anyway, we're both sucking down Pellegrinos and power drinks.
The reason why this is cool is because we are living in the future. Besides being able to create matter out of thin air,
or plastic pellets.
Yeah, it's more like that string that comes on a weed whacker. That's what it looks like.
Gotcha.
But she did this on the days that she was at her mom's. She sent it over via an app on her phone to the printer, and it just started printing out. And I got a text, "Don't look at it until it's done." And when it was done, it was this. So I was so happy, and I sent her a bunch of hearts.
Does it come out like that, or do you got to like snap it off of?
No, this one doesn't. There's some models that come on like model kit where you more than one piece, and they're on a little grid, and you snap them out and put them together. I got a couple of robots we're building when she gets back, like that. So the thing's been going crazy.
It's pronounced robot.
Robot.
Yeah. All right. So, speaking of robot.
Robot. What are we talking about? Oh, Lower Decks.
Yeah, Lower Decks.
Man,
you need to lead the discussion on this one. I mean,
I have to let's feedback to the feedback. I think we did. Any more thoughts on the Section 31 trailer?
Oh, I mean, listen, I'll reserve judgment. Of course, I'm going to watch it. I complain a lot, but I don't honestly, and I say this in all sincerity, I don't want the movie to be bad.
You're right. You want it to be good.
I want it to be good, but I honestly don't see myself enjoying what I've seen there because everything in that seems to be like hinging on strong personalities that are irreverent. And we've seen the quote mirror Giorgio trying to be irreverent on Disco for like 2.5 seasons, and that never worked for me. I cannot see building a film around that. I just can't. But that's me. Again, it's something that particularly irked me about Discovery from the time the character was introduced. So
I think if she didn't win the Oscar, I don't think we would have this. But I think the higher ups went, she's an Oscar winner. She wants to do the movie. It's a no-brainer, right?
So bring it out like 7 years after she got the Oscar and nobody remembers it.
Oh, I like her, though.
I know you do, and I don't. So that's what makes me the outlier, because everybody I talk to thinks she's fantastic.
Yeah. I just want to hug her at a convention or something.
Yeah, she ain't. This is not personal. I'm just talking about the character of the performance.
Right. Oh, Giorgio, yeah.
I'm sure she's a perfectly lovely woman.
Well, maybe we'll understand Giorgio better, because I think from some of the shots, there's a younger Giorgio in this also.
When Giorgio's funny lines on Disco are talking to Hugh and saying, "I will murder your children." Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, that's Star Trek. That's what I want to see in my Trek characters anyway.
There's a Kamaloid, right? A shapeshifter.
There is? See,
yeah.
I don't know.
That was in the second preview. Did you watch it more than once?
I watched it once, and then I was starting to look at the rundown on Trek movie, and I said, you know what? I don't want to know anything about it. I want to go in completely.
Yeah.
Because number one,
normally I
don't care, and number two, I feel like anything that they break down is going to potentially zap any kind of surprise I might get from this, any kind of joy that I might unexpectedly get if I know too much going in. So,
what night is January 24th?
Let me look up on my phone here. January 24th is my dating anniversary, by the way.
Oh, well, that's gonna usurp my next question.
Which is 2 days after my real anniversary, which is January 22nd.
So you started dating her after you married her? That's crazy.
I know. That's time dilation.
That's the way to do it.
It's a Friday night.
Friday night? Okay, because I was thinking we should go live as soon as possible after that one.
All right, I'm going to be 55 then, so
I can't drive 55.
It might be right. Thank you, Sammy.
Yeah.
So,
crazy
this episode,
drunk drivers,
Fully Dilated. Thank you, Rags.
Let's dig into this. So let's talk about.
Would there be a movie these days where a homeless dude is named Rags?
I thought it was Red.
No, it's Rags.
Okay, we'll look it up. We'll save that for the. Okay, Linda, let us know what you think about that. Is it Rags or Red? I think it's Red Taylor, the guy that was the mayor in 1955.
That was Silvery Bilson.
Silvery Bilson. Uh-huh. He's going to clean up this town.
Exactly.
Omnipotent Willard said, and the 50-year-old who started earlier that he's not stated earlier that he's not dependent on his phone is the one who grabs it and checks the date.
I'm not, but I mean, it comes in handy.
It does. So, it's like a watch. It's really.
It's right there, and you were too busy dicking around with your little flute. I'm sorry. You were too busy purple D'ing around with your little flute.
I got the silencer on for you. Okay.
It's somehow not better.
All right, let's talk about this episode, Fully Dilated.
Fully Dilated. This was a departure, another little departure episode, right? Like it was completely different than anything we've seen on Star Trek. I couldn't help but think of Interstellar. I know I mentioned it in the in the synopsis, but I really liked that time dilation thing. If you haven't seen it out there listening or watching, go watch the movie Interstellar that came out 10 years ago at this point, and then come back and watch this because it really was one of the better parts of that film. That film was actually really great. I rewatched it again just for D's and giggles. It was on Paramount Plus, as a matter of fact.
Really?
And I just put it on to put something on, and then within 10 minutes, I was completely sucked in, and I watched the whole thing. So it's a great
Did you
film.
cry at the end? I cried at the end.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't have the daughter thing. Hey, Roll for Taraco is joining us. He says, hello, old chums.
Ruffalo Taco!
Ruffalo Taco! Woo! Ruffalo, I saw on, I think it was the Instagrams, that you posted some miniatures that you made for your latest tabletop role-playing game. And
nice.
You are a GM above GMs. You really go all out, my friend. So if anybody who's listening, watching right now live, just tell us what you think of Interstellar.
Ruffalo Taco. I spilled Michelitas on myself. Yeah, it was a mess.
Yeah, Ruffalo asks, for those who can't watch us on the YouTubes, did Albie just come back from a car accident? He is smeared in red. Albie, he always goes the extra mile. You said I missed something in the last show that you did that I didn't pick up on.
Oh, I don't think it was the last show. I think it was the Big Goodbye episode. You're listening to that, and you couldn't understand why I was making fish references the whole time.
Oh yeah, wow, that was a while ago.
That was a while ago, but yeah,
we were both wearing ties, right? Weren't we?
Yeah. They're in black and white. Oh, I was watching it because I released that best of episode because of Thanksgiving.
I got you. Yeah, sorry for everybody that's out there that relies on the show. I mean, we have no schedule for this thing, and sometimes holidays happen, and then I love you all, but there might be free turkey in the offing, and it's going to win, right?
Yeah.
It's turkey.
It's turkey.
In case the implication wasn't clear enough. It's
pumpkin
turkey.
pie.
I don't even like pumpkin pie, and that still might win.
Big D Don, one of all, says middle-aged man jumps into black hole and to escape his bratty teenagers.
I guess that's his take on Interstellar. All right.
Was that Matthew McConaughey?
It was. All right. It certainly was.
All right. And it was the guy from The Martian. What's his name?
Matt Damon?
He
shows up towards the end. I just watched The Martian for
The Martian.
The 85th time.
It's a great movie, but the book is 1,000 times better.
I disagree.
Did I send you that? I forget.
You sent me Artemis.
Oh, did I? Did you read that yet?
I got through about 2/3 of it, and then I put it down. And then you also sent me Hail Mary, which I haven't read yet.
Hail Mary's probably better than Artemis, but Artemis is a great audio book.
That's why I'm looking at my shelf here. There it is, right there. I got Andy Weir, Project Hail Mary, and Artemis. You got me those two. They're right there, and The Martian is probably in a box somewhere over there.
Of all of them, I wanted Artemis to be a movie starring Rosario Dawson because she does the voice in the audiobook. And I
want every movie to be a movie starring Rosario Dawson.
Right?
I could be biased.
They had her costume from Clerks 2 when I went to the Kevin Smith comic book store in Red Bank, which was awesome. So I still haven't seen all of Ahsoka. I can't wait to do that.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
I mean, just watch that. Anyway.
Let's see. Ruffalo Taco says the sleeping with the fishes references. I remember that episode. Yeah. So if you haven't seen that best of episode, I think it's Best of Trek and Tell Volume 1. I was just it's been 8 days. The algorithm's going to, hurt us. And then people are asking when's the next show. So I just put together something. And when I watched it back, because I just assumed it was funny stuff because you and me. But when I watched it back, I just laughed the whole time. So it worked out.
There you go. Okay,
Hail Mary, Ruffalo Taco says, Hail Mary keeps on turning. Artemis keeps on burning.
All right, then.
All right, yeah. But they're making a movie out of Hail Mary with Ryan Reynolds, I believe.
Oh, then he's just going to be Ryan Reynolds in it, like he is in everything. Yeah.
Well, it's definitely a character that is Ryan Reynolds anyway. So good casting. So they're down on a planet. You got the time dilation, like in what's it called?
Delmer 3.
No, what's the
like
movie
Interstellar?
called? Like Interstellar, yeah.
Delmer 3.
And they did the episode. It was Gravity on Voyager, and basically the same thing in the same amount of time. So like it's only a few minutes, I think, on Voyager, but the people who went down to the planet, Paris, Tuvok, and the Doctor, like they were there for years, I want to say, or something. So it was kind of like an inner light thing where if you blink, you miss it if you're on the ship, but it affects these characters. And then the next week they're just like back to their same self, kind of like inner light.
Sounds like Voyager.
But
is
in
that
a
the
good
same
way.
one where they see the Voyager in like the sky throughout their entire history?
But I don't think anybody that one or the same different one. That's a good one where they're like basically cavemen, and then a few minutes later they're astronauts coming aboard the ship or something.
Yeah, it's like Voyager has always existed in their reality because of some kind of time dilation. Or
Yeah, somebody help us out. Is that the same one or a different one?
I
remember both
because I don't remember anybody going down.
Okay, so no Lori Petty.
I don't remember anybody going down on that Purple D.
I might have to update the title on this one. We're getting demonetized before it even anybody watches it. The algorithm watches it.
We are going to make so many Purple D jokes on this show.
Well, this one's all purple. So was there? Did you?
Linton just read OMG Purple D.
OMG. Now, is this Purple D a reference? I tried to look it up, and the only thing I could find was apparently like a Q action figure came with a miniature D. Enterprise D that was in purple plastic, because back then the Playmates did like a one solid color for the accessories.
Gotcha, yeah.
But I remember like a slightly purple looking Enterprise D on something, and it was like off, and I don't know why, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I honestly I don't collect toys except for the ones you see behind me. This is my entire toy collection right here.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
I'm not the guy to ask on that, and half of these things you sent me.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So
trying to get you to be one of us.
Yeah, Google Gobble, a loving cup.
Yeah.
I think that I feel like it was just another way for them to have a separate reality that's so close to ours but just slightly different, which I think is pretty funny. I love the fact that when we have Freeman doing her captain's log in the beginning, she's just like, yeah, they were chasing a clone of Tasha Yar or whatever. It's not in every other Star Trek episode that we've ever seen. Whenever they find a parallel reality or an alternate universe, it's the biggest freaking deal in the world. And they're just like, oh my God. And I love how Lower Decks knows that it's just a Star Trek trope at this point. So even they're just bored with the entire idea of the thing. I thought that was very clever, because I feel like anytime you see it in any other iteration of Star Trek, maybe towards the end of the Mirror Universe stuff in DS9, they were taking it for granted too. But it's just funny that this is now just part of their reality.
They call out the trope and they're bored with it, and I think it's just great.
Yeah. Linda asks, I wonder what Boimler's hair is in the Purple universe.
Slightly more purple.
I'm thinking it's Jack Quaid's original hair.
Don says, Big D Don, one of all says, you're going to owe money by the time you're done here.
We're talking about monetizing the YouTube.
Ruffalo Taco says, Q has a mini D.
Can we call Big D Don Purple D Don for this episode?
Purple D Don, you got it.
All right, Purple D Don.
There's the theory I saw, because I was looking for references to the Purple D. Don't Google that, by the way. And
I'll do what I like.
I came across a Reddit thread, and there was people thinking that Boimler's actually from that universe, but then the whole Boimler would be slightly more purple.
Now, we've established in universe that we've watched that Boimler dyes his hair purple.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
But he's growing the purple beard, but I guess you can with the blue light laser beams, right?
Yeah. I mean, listen. Sure. I don't think they're really that big on consistency and continuity here, as long as it's funny.
So Data, Brent Spiner.
Yeah, that's like the big reveal of this episode. And while I was writing the synopsis, I was so into like what the crew was going through. I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, Brent was in this episode. I don't know about you, and I know that I love Brent. I love Data and Next Gen. I think that it's a cornerstone of Star Trek. Seeing him here was nice, but it wasn't like wow to me. It wasn't like a giant wow moment. It's just maybe because Lower Decks integrates all of the Star Trek universe so often that just seeing Data show up here was kind of like seeing Rom and Lita show up in an episode, or seeing Kira and Quark. That might have been the same episode. I'm not sure, but I
I
feel
think
like
it was. Yeah.
they embrace the entire universe to the
Hmm.
extent where it's just natural to have a crossover like this.
Hmm.
I think the only real crossover that made me go squee was when Boymes and Mariner showed up on Strange New Worlds. So
I I still popped because like I'm kind of mourning because what if this is the final season of Lower Decks? So
what do you mean? What if it is the final season of Lower Decks?
for now, but everybody involved, other than the people financing it, and putting it on, want to do more of it. So I
You
think
know,
Mike McMahon will find a way.
you remind me of that time when I went to a Quantum Leap convention in 2009, and the guy on stage encouraged everybody to keep writing their Quantum Leap fiction, and I kind of contradicted him as a Quantum Leap author, and I said, well, nobody's paying for Quantum Leap fiction, and if you want to be a professional writer, maybe you write your own stuff, because
Mhm.
otherwise you're never going to sell it, which is fine. But
And
I feel like you're in that area, like unless there is a studio behind it, Mike McMahon can say whatever he wants.
he can go places and talk to people.
He doesn't own the IP.
I don't know. He created it, so I wonder why, how. I
He's
don't know.
playing in somebody. I created foreknowledge. It doesn't mean I can read it on the
That's
internet
true.
or have an audiobook of it.
So that person that you told to go off and write his own thing, he wrote a movie that was a Quantum Leap episode, and it takes place on a train.
Oh yes, it was a very good movie, by the way.
Source code, yeah,
Scott Bakula even says "Oh boy" in it. So
yeah. I didn't know that until Matt told me live on that show there. So
yeah,
that's
no,
up on the other channel if you want to go check it out.
yeah, it goes by real quick.
Yeah, didn't realize it. Didn't realize it. But so I guess he made more money than if it was a Quantum Leap episode anyway. Linda says fully functional data. Yeah, I love the references, and it's weird. It's like they're super famous, and Beckett's a fan of Data, but it's like they either read the logs or they watch the surveillance video. Because are they really going to log about like Data being fully functional? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Is there a real inverse, real world reason for this?
I feel like yeah, I've heard theories. Maybe it was my friends on that Star Trek podcast. Maybe it was you saying it's almost like Star Trek is a show that exists in their universe, even though they're living in that universe. So they're as geeky about it as we are.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know. Like I got to think like Lieutenant Commander Data is like a class at Starfleet Academy.
Yeah.
So you got to know all about that stuff. But I mean,
And there's a chapter in the curriculum about him being fully functional.
it really is the opposite of Kira. Like one of my favorite things about Kira when they went to the first Mirror Universe episode, she's there, she's stranded, and the intendant is there, and and then some years ago, James T. Kirk, a Starfleet captain, and everybody's like looking around like, oh, Kirk, and Kira's like, I've never heard of James Kirk. What are you talking about? I feel like we're in the opposite universe here. They've heard of everybody to the nth degree. So, I mean,
Uh,
I
Nth
like it.
degree. That's an episode.
Oh,
Great job.
okay. Anyway, so we digress.
We digress. I enjoyed the Tindy thing where she got to be besties pretty much with Data. I know they had their little struggles, but like I feel
I,
now if she ran into Purple Data again, they'd be besties.
I mean, Data would be besties with anybody, really,
That's
right?
true.
I mean,
His
he's
bestie's Geordie. He had to get home to Geordie.
yeah, I like that.
Hmm.
That's one thing I know that we're sort of fanboying about the Data thing, but I think that one of the things that kind of distracted me from the Data thing, and made me like, with this episode that gave me a little pause. Tendi doesn't act like Tendi. She is
She gets a little
petty.
frustrated.
She's vindictive. She's petty. She's like ultra competitive. That has never been her character. I understand that Talin can be intimidating because she's so smart, so effortlessly smart. Even though Talin doesn't feel that way about herself, she's just being herself. I don't see Tendi as someone that is going to get competitive to the detriment of herself or a friendship. I know she tried to explain it by saying maybe all that time back on Orion has changed me a little bit because she had to be the mistress of the winter constellations for a good while. I still don't. She still was acting like Tendi when we saw her in that milieu. She was the most markedly not Tendi that I've ever seen on this show, and after Miggly Moo, like Tendi is my least favorite character. So yeah, I know, it's the Giorgio thing all over again. Come at me, I don't care.
How could anyone not like Tindy?
It's not that I don't like. To me, Tendi is and Rutherford to a great degree are the two most cartoony characters on the show, and Tendi's a little too Pollyanna, a little. So I guess maybe this is giving her a little bit more dimension. Maybe this is what I've been complaining.
Maybe.
But then all of a sudden she's not her, and I'm complaining anyway. So maybe it's a Chris problem.
Probably. I mean, look at that.
I love that you said probably. You love me.
She's cute as a button, and she's kind. She was a little frustrated and angry in this episode. I think they explained it away with the lack of sleep because she was trying too hard to outscience the other one.
She blinded me with science.
Terrell?
No, he's dead. She
No.
blinded me. He killed himself with
science.
Uh-huh.
So I think it was that, but I have theories like maybe this planet doesn't have caffeine, or maybe has like technology withdrawal. You know, maybe she's addicted to whatever computer system she has, or a holodeck. I know Mariner mentioned kill for a holodeck.
Yeah.
But like, so they're out of their environment and they're trapped. And as far as they know, you know, if like there was like a real problem and an hour went by on the ship, they're dying of old age on that planet. So I could see where she could be more frustrated than normal.
I get it. And I just feel like this was another one of the things because plot. Because they needed to have some kind of conflict in the episode. So we're going to make Tendi act not like Tendi so that we can have a reason to bring Data's head back to life. I don't know. It's not a big deal. It's not. I'm not going to crap all over the episode because of it. It just struck me as I don't think that Tendi has ever really acted like this, and I don't see her acting like this again. I think it was just circumstantial for the purposes of this episode, or as I like to say, because show. Yeah.
No technology, no caffeine, maybe no processed sugar. There could be a lot of things.
I feel like they don't eat processed sugar on the Enterprise.
Probably not.
A, B, C, or D.
Ruffalo Taco says 10D, Purple D, Q's Mini D. There's a lot of D's in this episode.
10D. That's the Purple D's bar, the 10D.
That's funny.
It's also Purple Riker's favorite holiday program. The 10D.
I like that. It does seem like a waste that the Enterprise D is just gray when it can be any color. Ruffalo Taco Roll for Tarako says a planet without caffeine is a planet I don't want to visit. I agree. I kind of need it to live.
You'll get over it once the headaches go
away. 3 days or so, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it takes a couple of days, but you'll and you'll be like, ooh, life is a lot clearer now.
So where Data being on the planet or Data's head might have, for you, that pushed me to a higher number in my rating, I think.
That's cool. So what do you think though of like the planet thing? I mean, Snell was just like an obvious foil. I think they even sort of made fun of the fact that they were using that sort of trope of the lurking stalker.
Yeah,
it's like Gladys Kravitz of Delmer 3, basically.
Mrs. Well, I and they said it was a Carbon Creek situation. Why is there always a lurker? That was
yeah.
Anytime they called out Carbon Creek, I love Carbon Creek.
Anytime they call it Enterprise, Carbon Creek's a great
Yeah.
episode. I love that episode.
It's amazing how they can fit so many references in and make it make sense. Just because
it's amazing how they can fit so many purple D's in. Oh wait, that's Riker's holodeck. I'm sorry.
well, if it's fully dilated, you can fit more purple D's in. What the hell are we talking about?
This one is rated E or
Rated
D
E for everyone.
This
Rated
is
E for everyone.
This is rated purple D.
Rated purple D. Yeah. They had to go in knowing that was people were going to make fun of that title, but even the titles are funny, so I like that. You know what I really appreciated? The artwork in Lower Decks is just amazing. And one of the things that I kind of went, and it kind of touched me was while Mariner Becca was like laying in the living room and the sunlight was coming in the window and there was just the dust particles. I was like, this is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they do a lot of. I don't know what it is this season. They've really upped the game. I don't know if it's digital. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's like all of the ship shots, or absolutely every shot's a hero shot that looks almost photorealistic. I'm loving,
but not too much.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
a
They're still
perfect
keeping
balance.
the Lower Decks feel.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they're trying to make their own movie every episode. And I guess they realize, hey, we're an animated show. We can draw anything. Let's just do it to the hilt.
Yeah.
And that's one place where I see that the episodes have evolved. Linda writes the music is great too. Linda, you're absolutely right. Every time it's like every episode is evocative of the TOS movies to me. All of their incidental scores, what do they call them? Suites, right? The suites for the episodes. They sound like something out of Wrath of Khan or Search for Spock, which I absolutely adore. So yeah,
The animation is done by...
I can't like stress enough how beautiful a lot of this stuff has gotten.
And it's so beautiful and comedy at the same time. So it's like the best of both worlds. That's an episode. I think it's Titmouse is a company that does the animation. And my thought is, like a lot of shows or a lot of things you do, pretty much in pop culture will be forgotten in a few years, 10 years. It's totally out of the zeitgeist. But I think they know with Star Trek, this is going to be around for a long time. So they might just go the extra mile to make it that much more special.
Yeah, Titmouse was the studio that also was instrumental in producing Venture Brothers, which is my all-time favorite cartoon, which was a takeoff on Johnny Quest. And it reminds me of the way that show evolved over the many seasons that it had. It went from being very sort of, not slapdash, but it was just a little cheaper and then it got a budget and then it got a following. And then it became such an amazing show with so many details. And especially when it was on the cusp of HD, like it was during that transition from SD to HD. So once it went to HD, the palette of that Johnny Quest universe that they were trying to ape became its own thing. It was so amazing. So I'm just saying that's my props to Titmouse Studios. I think that they know how to do it. Anyway, they know how to do it the way that I like it.
With the purple D.
Hey, get out of my head, man.
All right. We will be taking calls in a little bit, but that part is coming up where, let's see, after we talk about the last couple things we're talking about this episode.
Yeah,
we'll let you know about 2 minutes ahead of time.
Yeah, we got to figure out like what else to talk about here. I mean, besides, it was great to see Brent. I mean,
it was great to see Brent. The Mariner trying to do her own inner light. I thought that was great.
A good self-referential thing. I mean,
sometimes with the soap flute.
Yeah, sometimes Lower Decks can get too self-referential. But I feel like they hit a balance on this one. I love the fact that it never even worked out for her.
No, she kept trying. But she did make friends with at least 2 murderers. And she kept her soap flute, so that's pretty cool. I mean, it looked like a recorder almost.
Did you feel bad for Snell? I kind of did.
I did. What did you think about that? Because at first I thought he was going to be like the big villain of the episode until Mariner just hit him with a mop or a broom or something. And I was like, oh, this is funny. But yeah, he won't be believed. I think if we were going to get another season, I would see Snell and Peanut Hamper team up to like try to take over the Cerritos.
I would want to see Peanut Hamper disappear into a dimensional fissure, never to return.
You know I have a 3D printer now, right? I'm going to try to print Peanut Hamper.
You go for it. You can have that in every exocomp you want. Just don't send me one.
Aww. I never thought I'd hear or see somebody say that sentence.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but she knew she had to make a friend, and she knew she had to learn to play the flute. So
I see. Yeah, I mean, that was a nice self-referential gag. And I think that was a good use of Mariner. I think that she was at her least annoying in this episode because they had to give that role to Tendi, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. And Talin was just, I wish there was a little more Talin stuff in this.
Yeah, Talin was just going about her business, doing the logical thing, and she was succeeding in making the fruit and the hair tonic, and it seemed to all work. I think
the windmill.
Oh yeah, I like the line where she said, "Oh, and we're rich."
Yeah, right.
Because she grew these great big grapes, and Mariner said she's got huge melons. I laughed with that one. I can't drink beverages while I'm watching this because I end up spitting out, doing spit takes.
Well, it happens when there's too much Big D.
Big D and huge melons. Cadet Listen Linda says a lot of people compare Lower Decks animation to Rick and Morty. Yeah. It's similar, but I think this is more artistic in a beautiful way. And I think they do better with some episodes with layering and lighting, maybe. But there are some beautiful episodes of Rick and Morty. Have you watched the anime one yet? I watched the first one or two.
I got through half of the first one.
Yeah, it didn't suck me in.
Yeah, anime just bores me. I've tried several shows with anime, and there's just a sensibility about it that I find extreme. I mean, Cowboy Bebop, which I love the live action show with John Cho. I tried to watch, and I couldn't get through the first episode of Cowboy Bebop. And I don't know if it's a pacing thing and an animation thing. Although I kind of like the animation, I don't mind it. But at the same time, there's just a storytelling sensibility that I don't grasp with anime. It always winds up boring me. So, but again, I've had this discussion with the beautiful John Irons. I mean, he loves so much anime, and he tried to get me into a few shows. I've given one of them a chance, and I still couldn't make it through the first episode.
I like some anime.
He loves Avatar: Last Airbender. That's like his jam. He's like, you gotta watch it. And I really tried for about 45 minutes, and I couldn't do it. So
I watched a lot of Pokemon with Rennie, so some of those are good. I like my favorite's Magikarp.
My brother loves Dragon Ball Z. That's his jam, man. He loves it.
Yeah.
But
let's see. Okay, everybody, anyone wants to call, you can let us know and call us up. And this is the time we're going to be taking phone calls, and then we'll be doing some other things that we normally do after that.
Yeah, tell us what you think of Data's head.
Yeah, we want to know about your Purple D, but don't show it live, please.
John says he loves Cowboy Bebop, but he gets what I'm saying about pacing.
Yeah. I watched the first few episodes of the live show, but I don't remember. I fell off.
I really enjoyed the live show because it was unlike anything I had seen up to that point, I guess. And I like John Cho. But, I mean, the supporting 100%. Cast was fantastic, too. So
yeah, the lady was pretty. That's all I remember.
I like pretty ladies.
John Cho. Yeah. So, and it looked Firefly-like, so I think that's why I checked it out.
Firefly-esque, yeah.
Yeah. You know, Space Cowboys.
Rough and tumble, exactly.
Yeah. Yep. So anytime there's a Space Cowboy, I'll check it out.
Space
Cowboys. All right. So we're at the call-in sections. I guess I should announce it earlier.
I'm a greener.
Let's.
I'm a lover.
Did we miss anything about this episode?
Well, let me see. So we have. The funny thing is when I did the rundown, I did such a slapdash job because Okay. Here's my plot points, everybody out there behind the scenes. Are you ready? A take on Interstellar. That's the one. Here's Data. And then I write Mariner's story, Tendy's story, Talin's story, Boymes and Ruthy, question mark. I don't know what more there is
Boyme and Rutherford.
Snell.
That was funny. Even though in real time it was only like a minute or so, it was still hilarious every time they cut back to him and they were screaming and trying to wipe the Michaelitas off the thing and licking it. and getting shocked and commenting on how it tastes because somebody didn't wash their hands. And just seeing them both shirtless and, if you didn't know, covered in blood or something. It was just a crazy sight.
And the thing is, like, you got to think in real time. If 1 second is equivalent to a week, and they were only down there, I mean,
A year,
objectively,
52 weeks?
not even like 7 months.
So under a minute.
Yeah, it was under a minute in Boimler and Rutherford time, you know. But because you got to figure 4 seconds is a whole month down there. If they're down there for 7 months, that's like 30 seconds. 4 times 7, right? What's that? 35?
Let me do the math. Yeah, I think you're right.
So,
All
but
right.
Linda wants to know what's the thing with the uniforms? Why were they not absorbent?
They weren't.
I think they absorbed anything that could be absorbed, and the drinks had too much sticky goo.
Maybe they're like that moisture wicking stuff that doesn't absorb it. Or, have you ever tried to dry your hands with one of those microfiber towels?
Oh, those microfiber towels.
They're just the worst. Like, sometimes I buy them by accident for the looks. Like, I got Halloween ones. They're Target had pink and black spider and pink and black something else, maybe spider web. And it said eek on it with the spider talking or something. So I got those for the stove to hang on the little bar, for emergency pot holders. But you can't dry anything with them. What are they made out of? I don't know. I think aren't Starfleet uniforms, they're replicated, but I think they're replicated algae. Is that right?
They're algae mimicking velour.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the way I see it.
With hidden zippers.
Yes. with
Ooh.
lasers.
Don is a midnight toker. We have a call coming in.
I'm a picker.
It's
I'm a
Willard.
grinner. Hi, Willard. I'm a lover.
And let me see if I can let Willard
And I'm a
in.
sinner.
We're transporter initiated.
Hey, Willard. How you doing, brother?
Omnipotent Willard.
Hey,
How you doing? Please turn your radio down.
First time, long time?
Poughkeepsie,
yeah,
go ahead.
hang on just a sec.
You got it. Oh, always mark that, what is it? That you're wearing headphones. That might be it.
Yeah.
Did you want to sign out and sign back in?
Yes.
Okay, say you're wearing headphones. That's a little hint for everyone that calls in. That way we won't get that radio feedback.
It's gonna be nightmarish for anybody listening on the podcast feed.
You're listening on the podcast feed right now, Walking Penny in the future.
I am, yeah, in the future. Hi, future me.
How's Penny doing?
She's doing great. She just got groomed. She looks so adorable.
She always looks
She's the
adorable. I want a
sweetest
penny
little
mug.
kid.
Just saying. I want a penny mug. You should market
Want a
that.
penny mug, penny mug, penny mug.
Yep. Big D says I'm a midnight toker.
Yes. I've been
All
singing. I've been singing a lot of
The Joker?
Steve Miller bands.
I love.
I
I
like to
saw
call my
Steve Miller
friend
Band
Steven.
live. Did you ever see Steve Miller Band live?
No, I saw
It was
Bad
fun.
Company live.
Oh, Bad Company. That's the only song I know from them. Did
Bad
you watch
Company?
Joker
By
Part
Bad
2?
Company?
Yeah, it's the only one I know.
Oh, Fully Dilated
Yeah.
They.
Did you
No,
watch
you still have
that?
to
I
pay
loved
for
it.
it.
People
I'm not
hated
gonna-
it. I love it.
I'm gonna watch it when I can watch it for free.
Okay, well, come to my place.
Got you.
Omnipotent Willard.
He's back. He's
Is it
back
better
in.
now?
I don't hear an
Yes,
echo.
perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Actually, in my situation, I put using headphones, and that's what caused it because I'm not actually using headphones. I was hoping it would stream through the hearing aids.
Ah,
But it didn't,
gotcha. So, sounds very involved. I don't
Working
think I
out
could do it.
now.
Yeah, it's too.
Yeah,
Someone.
you got to be tech savvy to live nowadays. It's
all I know
crazy.
is you gotta turn it off and turn it back on again. That's all I
That
know.
works with most
Yeah,
things.
I tell you. So.
You have yet to turn me off, Christopher DeFilippis.
Oh well, it's I don't want to make a purple D joke because I ain't joking.
Omnipotent Willard, what's going on tonight? It is Taquito night. Welcome to Taquito night. Omnipotent Willard.
I'm sorry, I had to think a minute what you were saying. I forgot what that drink was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roll for Taraco says, "Hey, it's Willard." So,
Hey, it's Willard.
Willard's
What's
got
up, Willard?
his own fan base here.
Yep.
So, what did you think of
Oh,
this
you know
episode,
what?
Willard? What did you think of Brent's appearance?
Brent's appearance. I was excited to see Brent's appearance. Yeah, I know we're not talking about the future, but one of our future episodes, there's several things to be excited about that we'll get to.
I've had to compartmentalize that so I could talk about this episode.
Yes,
Yeah,
so much.
hopefully
So
before
much.
2025.
Yeah.
I know Christmas is coming up, so
Christmas is coming, but we got a plan. So hopefully soon. We got to catch up now. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure.
Yeah.
So
I was like, should we skip these two? Do them out of order. I was like, no, we got to do them in order.
I half expected you to announce you were going to do 3 episodes tonight.
Yeah, I would, but Chris has a life and a job and a wife and dogs, and
I mean,
I'm just here in the space station floating along.
we might do one more tonight. I don't know what time.
You never know.
It's already midnight.
Depends how we're feeling.
Yeah, we've already been on for an hour and a half for this one.
Woo!
I want to
Fully
know,
dilated.
one I think sort of missed opportunity is that did we not get any City on the Edge of Forever references, because the way she had Data's head hooked up, it kind of reminded me of Spock doing duotronic circuits with stone knives and bearskins.
It gave me that feeling, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it never even crossed my mind. But
Huh?
now that you mention it,
For Lower Decks to miss an opportunity to make a reference.
Yeah, that should have been in there. You're right. I guess they can't think of everything, but that would have been great if she's like, what are you making out of snow knives and bearskin? Maybe that stuff wasn't recorded. So they don't know about City
Oh,
on the
yeah,
Edge of
that's
Forever.
true. Like maybe they just know that they went to the Guardian and came back.
Yeah.
Now we have to
so-
go back and watch every episode and see if they mention anything about Edith Keeler.
So maybe they had that in mind, that joke in mind, and they had a big discussion in the writer's room, and they said, well, they wouldn't know it, so we can't use it.
I'll give them the benefit of that doubt.
Maybe they got integrity. What was your favorite part, Willard, of Fully Dilated?
oh, you're going to make me go back 3 weeks.
Yeah. We're time travelers over here.
I'll tell you, with Bible Fog, the plus age,
Mhm.
Wow.
Huge
Well,
melons?
I can't really, I can't really say favorite parts, but I think for me, just much finer, just
Yeah.
more, just him being in it. He sounded a lot like Data from that time period.
Yeah,
too.
he did really good. You know how, like, some people sound older when they're older? He didn't really to me.
And I was going to mention that, but I also think that there seems to be different processing or vocal synthesizing when it comes to doing an animated show. Everybody's voice sounds a little bit different than it does on a live action show. I don't know why. I feel like Jack Quaid sounds like Jack Quaid no matter what I hear him in, but Brent sounded a little different in this. But that's not... I don't know if it's because he's older. I just feel like there is like whenever I hear somebody voicing something, they always sound just a little bit different than they do in a live production or, like an actual filmed production. I don't know what it is. If anybody out there knows the phenomenon that I'm talking about, yeah.
Feminine phenomenon.
Phenomena.
Linda is calling, transporting aboard.
Oh my goodness. This is the second time we've had or the first time we've had two callers. And I can hear myself.
Poughkeepsie, turn on your radio.
First time, long time.
Is it really on?
Linda. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you have to say you're wearing
I did.
headphones.
I said I was wearing headphones.
You have to say you're not wearing headphones.
Oh, not wearing headphones.
I gotta take
My fault. Not wearing headphones. I gave the instructions completely opposite. In a slightly more purple way. Did you want to hang up and call back?
Please do.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yes,
I'm
thank
begging you.
Now I get why you guys are so quick to get me to hang up.
No,
you
not
heard
at
it,
all.
didn't you, Willard? You heard
Not
it.
at all. It's
I
taquito
couldn't
night.
hear
We're
you.
partying.
Yeah, I didn't hear the echo when I called first time.
Right, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
heard our echo on Linda's.
I heard it. This
Ooh,
time.
we have a caller. Listen,
It's
Linda.
somewhat
Cadet
maddening.
Linda.
Hey,
Hello,
better?
Linda.
I can't hear
much
me,
better.
so yeah, much better. Yeah. So,
Okay.
how you doing, Linda? Nice to see you.
I'm good. So
How?
my question was what you guys thought of the shared science officer position.
Oh, you know what? That's a good question.
I thought that was the stupidest. I thought that was terrible.
I love it. I tell you what. I was trying to think back to any sort of iteration of Star Trek where you have two officers doing one job. What's
I was
the deal?
thinking of The Office, when they had the shared, manager. That was stupid too.
Yeah, another yet another because show thing. I
Yeah.
think I obviously on any Starfleet ship that job would have gone to Lynn. I think
Because Vulcan.
because Vulcan. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean
Yeah.
maybe I'm a sucker for Vulcan science officers. I don't know.
Aren't we all?
What do you think, Linda? So you said it was stupid, but
I
can you see it working? I don't see it working, quite frankly. It doesn't
no,
make
you
much
have
sense.
to have a chain of command.
Yeah. Thank you for bringing
You
that
gotta
up.
go to maybe a night one, and I always wonder about
Yeah.
the different shifts on a
Delta shift, beta
on a
shift,
starship. What time is it?
It's
Yeah.
showtime. It's taquito night. I think if anybody could
And
do
why don't you
co-science
have any
officers,
taquitos?
you know what? I had corn dogs in the last one, and my blood sugar shot way up. But so I love taquitos. I buy the cheapest ones in the biggest box, and throw them in the air fryer. I think that's a taquito, right? The little roll-up thing. I'm not sure.
That's the purple D's that you buy. Cheapest ones in the biggest-
I don't buy purple D's. I'm offered purple D's. I think if any two people could share that position, it would be those two.
Well, you know what? I would tend to agree if Tendi was acting like Tendi. But
Okay.
in this episode, she proved that she can't share a damn thing. So
Maybe we'll find out different later in season 6.
Well, maybe if it was like in shifts, because don't they have like the different shifts?
Yeah.
They were talking about what was the name of the other shift? There was another
they had
lower
that
deck shift.
Delta shift.
Delta
was it?
and Beta
I think
shift.
It
I
was
think?
Beta and Delta.
Yeah.
But we're skipping the timeline though.
Yeah.
We're sort of breaking the timeline. Because that one hasn't aired yet, technically.
Yep. We're still in the past.
From this point of view. But
Apparently, in the real world, outside of Treksploration, time goes by faster than in Treksploration time.
that's true. So, I mean, we got that going for us. 3 seconds has passed here.
Yes.
4 weeks has passed out there.
Now that we have Cadet Listen Linda and the omnipotent Willard on, do either of you have a Trek and Tell at hand?
Oh,
I
yeah.
do.
Okay. What do you got,
Will.
the omnipotent Willard?
And I think it's funny you guys had a lot of conversation about Discovery at the beginning of this episode. I'm half tempted to buy you guys a copy of this and send this to you. Let's see if I can get
It's disco related.
Ooh.
Oh.
The complete series?
the complete.
I didn't even
series.
know that was out.
Is that
Wow.
Is that
Yeah, it came
Blu-ray?
out.
Yeah. Blu-ray. What's it say on the hype sticker on the front? What's the bonus
15
stuff?
hours of special features. Oh, you're going to want it now, Albie. 15 hours.
Yeah,
of-
I'm already ordering it.
on a bonus disc.
I'm going to minimize you guys and go order it. I'll be back.
Any of it, but
Are there any commentaries? That might be the decider for me.
that I couldn't tell you. Now I'm the opposite of you guys. I have to take my glasses off in order to read. Believe it or not. Interviews, behind the scenes footage, featurettes, gag reels, audio commentaries, and deleted scenes.
Okay.
Gag reels and audio
I'll order it.
commentaries. Yeah, you got Albie.
I'll order it. I may not open it out of principle, but I'll order it.
Well, that's. I hope you enjoy that, Willard. I hope
great
you
Trek
enjoy
and
that
Tell.
for the both
If
of
I
us.
ever get to it, last
Right.
year I bought the complete series of Next Generation, Picard.
Oh, nice.
I got the special set. of
Oh,
Picard that they came out.
yes.
Yes.
I love that.
Uh,
I haven't bought it yet. I bought a 3D printer instead. It's about the same price.
Yeah. I got DS9 and Voyager. I basically have everything now but the animated series and the current airing shows.
Very
So
cool.
let me ask you, Willard, because I have a friend like this who's absolutely insane.
Me?
No, believe it or not, I have
Another one?
another friend even more insane. He will buy media, but he won't watch stuff out of order. So, like, say he's collected stuff over the last
Yeah, I
20
don't.
years. He's still like 7 years behind on watch. So he'll buy like the complete box set of Greatest American Hero. And I would tell him, have fun watching that in 10
Look at
years
what
because you're still on the VHSs of Tron that you bought when you were 15 or something. Like, he will watch stuff in the order that he's bought it. Do you do that?
I don't watch them in the order that I buy them, but I do like to watch my shows in chronological order.
Okay. So,
Is it
but
kinda like-
so with Star Trek, then
And
you
I don't
gotta
like
wait.
to jump into the middle of a show, of a series. So, like Blue Bloods. Blue Bloods just ended. I've never seen it. I've was tempted to start watching a couple years ago, but I would have had to go all the way back to the beginning, and I just don't
No, but I
have
get that. But say you
time.
bought like Blue Bloods, the complete series, but you have Disco Now, and you have the Picard, and you have
Oh no, I'm not that
TNG.
bad.
Right. So you would watch Blue Bloods if you bought before you watched the other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm saying my friend watches it in the order that he bought it.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah, he's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So
Albie and I have a lot in common, and I say for him and I both to say that's weird. Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll become omnipotent. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Linda, I
Yeah.
hate to cut you guys off, but we have Linda here, and you have to tell me. Okay, I loved the unboxing video that we
Yes.
pirated.
Do you mind just pirating?
Are those wines
No, I
any
don't
good?
know.
How are those
I'm
wines?
trying to get that photo, but their website's not working. You know, where it's like you vote for the photo. It's just it's not working. And I told him, but I don't know if it's working yet. So
Gotcha. But I mean, were the wines any good? I mean, how you like them?
I've loved them all. I have loved them all. I'm actually waiting. I have a couple of cabs that I was going to taste, because you're a fan of cab, right?
I like
Cabernet?
yeah, any red wines. I'm a huge fan as long as it's not too sweet. So I like a dry red.
Do you have any in front of you? Did you open today's? It's almost
I
tomorrow.
don't have them here right now. I'm drinking something a little different right now. I have my
Hugh Purple tea.
thing on. It's blue. The it's the blue one.
Romulan ale?
Romulan ale.
The Romulan ale. That's what it is.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
That's some good stuff. You don't even know what it's called.
I might have some Romulan ale.
I did have some tonight. It was a Gewürztraminer, which
never
is
heard of
very
that.
sweet.
That's
It's
like
very, very
It's
sweet.
it's like a German. I think it's like a German white, right?
Yeah.
And, yeah, and it is sweet. It's almost a dessert wine, but it has a little too much acid in it to be a dessert wine. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's not like a Sauterne sweet, but it's like Sauternes with a little bit of an acidity after. Anyway,
Earthy undertones.
we're going to have Linda and I going to have a sort of we sort of know what we're drinking, but not really podcast. Right, the blue one with the Gewürztraminer. There's some acid, I think.
My favorite part of that unboxing was red wine. Red wine.
Red. I know.
Red wine.
Red.
Was there a
You
red
have to let
shirt,
us
red
know.
wine in there?
Yeah, I have to say.
I know. That's what they should have done, huh?
Yeah.
Right, red shirt wine, exactly.
I'm still waiting. I'm like, okay, is 17 going to be Enterprise? Because I'm noticing that the numbers are coming along. Data was number 8 Data. So
Oh,
then the Deep Space Nine, 17. I'm thinking, is that the Enterprise for 1701? Maybe.
But is it a mix of different types of wines, or is it all like reds?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
There's reds and whites. There was a
Blues?
Sauvignon Blanc.
I love a good Sauvignon
I actually
Blanc.
did some tasting, and I posted that on the Facebook.
Oh, cool.
So,
I'll check that out.
I'm not sure, the face page, like
the
Albie
face-
likes to call it, the
The
face
Facebook.
page.
Yep.
We'll be
Facebook
pirating that in
Face
no
page.
time. Don't
Yep.
you worry.
The
Yep.
Fates page. That's really cool. I don't really drink much. I think I had 4 drinks in 2024, and they were all in the presence of Christopher DeFilippis.
Yeah, I have that negative effect on people, mainly because if they want to hang with me, I'm drinking. So, anyway, yeah, I'll be.
All right.
Well, I haven't had an Impossible Burger until I met you, so
That's true.
it goes both ways.
Yeah, purple. Tyler.
One thing that they do, I do notice that when they give you the food pairings, they also have a vegetarian option.
Oh,
They
nice.
always give a vegetarian
Nice.
option.
My daughter would like that. So, but not going to buy her the wine advent.
I was going to say
calendar
when you
yet.
ply Rennie with wine, I
Yeah,
don't think the
no.
vegetarian option is your
She-
biggest
yeah,
your
it's-
biggest challenge.
She has 3 advent calendars right now for this year. She's got the Wicked one, the Friends Jigsaw Puzzle Day one, and the Home Alone one.
All right, we gotta come up with a Treksploration advent calendar.
That's a cool thing.
Where
There's
I
a
don't-
next gen one out and a Borg cube out. Yeah, those
All
are
right.
the ones I know of.
All I know is you got a 3D printer. We got to figure something out. I
I
mean,
can
we got
print anything.
we got a year
You
to
can-
figure it out.
You print a purple D and
Well, Ordering the filament now. I got two things to
Yes,
order tonight: Discovery and Purple Filament.
Advent After Dark is what this is.
Yeah, I'll have to shut the camera off for that print.
That's more adventures. No, more misadventures, my old
More
friend.
misadventures.
It's the misadvent calendar. Anyway.
All right. Did we ask Linda her favorite part?
Oh yeah, what's your
of,
favorite part of the episode? I know that you hated the joint officer thing, but what'd you like best?
Let me see. I think my favorite part was does the carpet match the hall?
We were all thinking
I
it.
did
So
laugh out loud at a couple of
Right.
things
I
here.
did
I love,
laugh
I
out
love the
loud.
thing like we're talking about Purple D the whole episode, and I'm thinking, that might be a little too rude. Anyway.
Well, everything's purple in that dimension, right? Just slightly.
And I did like that they mentioned Carbon Canyon. I don't always get all the references. There's so many. And it's like, when I do get one, I'm like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And I had just watched that Carbon Canyon or that Carbon Creek
I love that one.
episode. So I was like, I get it.
Oh, cool.
I
That's
love
always
that
nice when
ending
that happens.
where she says, "You told me to tell you a story." So we don't know if it really happened or not. Do we? Was it ever
Oh,
established?
no, it did happen because, spoiler alert, she brings out her grandmother's purse.
She had the purse.
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting chills.
So,
Does anybody have the purse from Enterprise?
My husband was
Technical.
convinced, oh no, that was her. That was actually her.
It could have been. I was thinking that because she's older, right? So,
No, well, T'Polla's young for a Vulcan.
but
She's only
yeah,
like
that was
100.
like what, 300 years, 200 years before, 300 years before. So
Yeah,
probably
I think
not.
that was like Strangers from the Sky territory there.
But there could have
I
been
have
a
a
time
whole
travel
other
thing.
question when you guys start talking about this last episode. So I'm not going to bring it up now, but
Yeah, shh. What
La, la,
episode?
la, 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 la.
What do you
That's the
mean?
episode I
What are you
went for.
talking about? This was the last episode. Listen, Linda.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
time passes differently here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't go through any kind of time portal or anything.
Yeah,
You know,
to
we're
quote-
not
to
in
quote
any
a
alternate
certain-
universes.
Yeah. To quote a certain bartender from a different franchise, time is funny here. So, anyway, I think that this is a first for us. The first time we've had two callers at once. So I want to thank you both for yet another, Linda, part of yet another Treksploration first. And yeah, this is, I didn't know we could do two at once.
Me neither. I
Right.
just picked up the phone and it worked. Learning as I go. Slightly damaged over here.
Anyway, there was another Purple D joke in there somewhere, but I think we should maybe just leave it at that. I want to see Snell come back. I think we're going to see, yeah, like you said, the Wrath of Snell. But by that time, no, he'll be like 1,000,000 years old. Oh, Don tried to call in. Two
It's
thumbs
mad he doesn't
Don,
have a camera.
but he doesn't have a camera, so it's
Then
okay.
how did you send me all those Polaroids?
Wait a minute. Challenge accepted, Albie.
Oh no. Yeah, maybe next time one of all Purple D Don through the mail. He says.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe next time we could try the 5-way. We'll see.
I am just I'm happy that Albie came on in the aftermath of the drink instead of coming on with a giant drink with shrimp sticking out of it, because I can't imagine how bad the space station would have smelled.
I had enough time, but I would have had to locate like rubber shrimp, prop shrimp, because I couldn't take the smell of the real shrimp.
So let me ask you one thing that kind of bumped me from this episode. It's a pre-industrial civilization where they're just live. How did that palatial estate, where they just happened to hole up for a year, wind up being abandoned on the side of a mountain? Like it's this beautiful location, and you feel like in a society like that, pre-industrial, like there would be families that passed land down from generation to generation. Obviously, there was some kind of squire living there at some point. I don't know. It just
Willard?
they needed some place to live, I guess. So why not make it a pretty place to live? You know?
What do you think, Willard?
I don't know. You're asking me a tough question tonight.
Well, you're the omnipotent one, so I was
One
going to
thing
you
I will
first.
say about me, I like Discovery, and I know you guys don't. I like everything. It seems like I
I usually do.
Well, I have a friend that if I tell him that something's not good, that a show isn't any good, he says, "Oh, it must not be good because you don't like it, but you like everything."
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't like everything, but I'm just so open to shows. I mean, Section 31. Again, Chris, gotta disagree with you. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's okay. You can disagree with me all you want.
And
Doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hopeful that my first impressions are absolutely wrong.
You hold your breath, my friend. You hold your breath.
I try not to have any opinions until after I see it.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it.
Yeah.
I think,
Chris, I did want to point out. You notice one of my companions back here in the background.
Yeah,
Lemon-
I see the
lemonade?
cat.
What's that?
Lemonade.
Lemonade, yes.
Aw.
Yeah, I
Noah's
saw.
over here too, but you can't see him through the box.
My girls are downstairs, so
I think
think-
there.
Just barely see his ear. Right over the
Yeah.
candle.
Ah, okay.
Nice.
I think that there was a big tree that fell on the house, Chris.
I'm not really sure. What I really would have liked about that house is if there
Uh-huh.
had been some kind of lore around it being haunted, or like if you want to do like a Mosses from an Old Man's kind of thing, or an M.R. James kind of thing, where it's some sort of like eldritch horror house, like that's just in the countryside festering and collapsing, like something out of Lovecraft. I think that would have made it. But again, the episode's not about that. So,
Right.
And I'm a real estate whore, so that's why it kind of bumped me. If you see just like a big, beautiful piece of property like that and nobody living on it, there's got to be a reason why. Well, no, there doesn't. I mean, that's just, for me, there has to be a reason why, but
That could have been a good marker for the passage of time. There is as they repair it, but I'm sure it's not like they didn't do enough in this episode. They did so much in this episode.
yeah, we had crops and windmills, so.
See,
Yeah.
now that I've had time to think about it, this town that I live in, not going to go into the history or anything about it. If you're interested, look up Warren Jeffs online. Town's not like that anymore once you read it, see what it's about. But there's a lot of houses in this town that up until probably 10 years ago had been abandoned.
Gotcha.
All
right.
I mean, like I said, the town's different now. It's changing, and so people are starting to move back in or move in, and so a lot of the houses are getting moved into, fixed up. But I just drove past the house that's right across the street from me. I can't see the front of it from my backyard, but I drove past it the other day, and they've really spiffed it up. It's really nice.
Yeah, I mean, and also I come from a highly populated, densely populated suburban area. So
Yeah, well, and
anything,
see,
I can't
I've lived
imagine anything lying fallow like that on
Yeah.
such a big piece of property.
Well, see,
But-
I've lived here 22 years. That house had been empty practically the whole time.
Oh, okay. All right. So, yeah, I get it.
So
It's a
so,
Chris
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, well, the town that I am in geostationary orbit over, they at one time, it wasn't too long ago, because of the real estate market, there was more empty houses than full houses, and there was actual companies that would people that owned them, like the banks that own the houses, would pay these companies to make it look like people live there.
All right. This is not a Star Trek podcast anymore. I'm sorry I took us down this cul-de-sac, like literally down this cul-de-sac.
I got quick explanations. It could be some kind of plague, change in birth rate. It could be a barren couple that tried but couldn't have progeny that owned it, and they just, when they expired, nobody wanted to go in it because it was old man Carruthers' house, and we're not going there.
There you go.
So maybe the
So, yeah.
town knew something that the landing party didn't.
True. So,
Any final thoughts, Omnipotent Willard or
yes,
Linda, before
yes,
we let
guys.
you go
You
and
guys
do what we
talk
do?
about the hair products?
Yeah,
Oh.
we need some of those.
I don't think I need them. What do you think, Linda?
I think you're looking good.
I'm not sure I need any either.
Linda, you look smashing as always.
As always.
No, the hair products on the show.
I know.
I would hope they smell like grape. I used that Australian stuff for a little while because it smelled like grapes.
There you go. So I hope it smells like Advent wine. That's what I hope it smells like.
We'll have to have you on again, Linda, before the end of the month or before the holiday, actually, so we can get you to see you to open one.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I mean, you finish your ale tonight. We don't want you double fisting on camera. It would set a bad example.
Don't talk about double fisting when we're already talking about purple D's.
I knew someone would bring it home. So, on that note, we would love to hear from everybody out there. Look at this. We got the Omnipotent Willard. We got Listen Linda. We know there are more of you out there. On the next episode, we want you to call in and tell us what you think of Treksploration and Lower Decks and whatever the hell we're talking about. But it's so much fun to just have people actually watching us in real time. I can't believe like we're doing a live show where people are actually looking at it. So thanks for the boost.
You say everybody needs to call in. We got to see how many people Albie can accidentally
Yeah.
put up on screen at once.
I think it's like a 12, maybe. I don't know. We did a crazy 12-way on the Quantum Leap podcast. So.
With the purple D's.
With the purple D's and the double fisting.
All right. We have to
And
get
the fully
to...
dilated cervixes.
Yeah, I'm still bummed I missed the last episode, but
Yeah, that was crazy. We had some technical things going on, and we weren't sure last minute. And it was one of those things like if we didn't do it last minute, we wouldn't have done it for a week, and we would have got more behind.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
and I have a crazy schedule. I try to go to bed about 5 p.m. my time.
Oh,
So, but yeah, I take my sleeping pills. Takes about 2 hours to kick in, so that's 7. That's why I tell you guys try to let me know by 9.
Yeah, well,
Eastern.
That's why I tried this time to keep us updated as we go.
Yeah.
Wasn't
don't-
sure, but I was like, probably sure.
yeah, we don't know by 9 most nights, so,
No.
but we try. We try our best. But, all right.
Depends if me or Chris
Willard
falls
and
asleep.
I are on the West Coast, so this
Right.
is not as late as it is for them.
Yeah,
That's
actually,
fine.
Linda's actually
I'm
day
Mountain
drinking
Time
right
Zone,
now.
so I'm an hour ahead of you, Linda. So, but like I said, you go to bed at 7.
I live on West Coast time, and I work on West Coast time. My job, it's a global job, and they have us pick a time zone, and I always pick LA. So that gives me 3 extra hours of sleep in the morning if I have to wake up.
Like you ever wake up. Anyway.
Sometime. I woke up, what time? 2:30 p.m. today.
And, okay.
All right, we're gonna let you guys go.
Yeah, we're gonna let
so
you
we
guys
can do
go.
the thing.
We got
We really
thing with
appreciate
the
you
thing.
calling in. Make this a recurring thing, please. We'd love to have you on again and again. And thank you so much.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Wow.
Wow, right?
So cool to have Listen Linda and the Omnipotent Willard on.
They're always delightful.
They
and,
are.
Yeah, I
They're lovely. They're lovely.
they're always bringing something new. Linda cracks me up. I don't know why. She just
Yeah, she's the best.
she tickles my fancy. Oh boy. I think that are we up to what Trek and Tell or
I think we're on the Trek and Tell. You got a Trek and Tell? Oh, Big Purple
Oh,
Ding Don
okay.
is going tonight. Good night.
oh good night.
Yeah, he has a real job. He works the human hours.
I do have
From
this.
what I understand. Ooh, yeah. You
Do
might
I-
as well
do
open
I-
it now. It's
Should
for
I
me
wait-
and Rennie.
Should I
But
wait for a show when like a daytime show when Rennie's around?
there's no guarantee because
I
of the
gotcha.
schedule. So, but she watches this show religiously. So,
Okay. Well, before we do that, who's your episode crush?
my episode crush. Did I write it down in this one? There's no new people. Oh, yeah, slightly more purple data.
There
Brent
you go.
Spiner, 100%.
Purple Brent. Purple Brent.
Purple Brent.
And your favorite part of the episode, we already know, is the big
Huge melons.
purple D.
The purple D. I really liked the whole like Stone Knives and Bearskins bringing Data back, and I think there was one line that I loved because when they were doing the wrap up at the end of the episode where they were sitting in their version of 10 Forward, whatever it's called, Rutherford, you know how he has those great one liners like you were talking about. Ruffalo Taco says, "Good night, Linda and Willard."
Good night, Linda and Willard.
He said, "Oh, and they're science best friends or science besties or something like that." And I just love that because I was like, "Who's my science bestie?" And I think it's Serenity because we do science experiments.
Oh my
all
God!
the time
Obviously.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's my bestie anyway, but like she's also my science bestie. Whenever there's something cool science, I'll tell her about it. We'll do science experiments. We got matching safety goggles and beakers and stuff. Okay, what is your crush for this episode? Do we do that
Snell.
first?
I
Snell?
love Snell.
Okay,
He's
Snell.
my
I
crush.
felt bad for him, but I guess they had to
Yeah.
repair the contamination.
Snell. Eric Bauza as Snell.
Is that who it was? Was that
Yeah.
anybody famous? Do we know
Nope.
people?
I just wrote him down because he was one of the guest casts. So Brent Spiner and Eric Bauza.
Brent Spiner. And I immediately thought back to when I bumped into Brent Spiner in the bathroom.
And of course, my favorite part of the episode was when I bumped into Brent Spiner in the bathroom with his purple D. Any 47s in this one?
You know, there's a ton. I think I send you pictures when I see them. They're on the display panels. They're on the pads.
Oh,
But,
okay,
like,
but
I
no,
don't
they-
think it was ever mentioned in dialogue in this episode.
Yeah, do we need to do that 47 anymore? I think
We
that's
don't.
more of a TNG
no,
thing.
It's a TNG thing, but it happens. Like if of any other series, Lower Decks is probably best for it. But like I said, they put it in the background.
Gotcha. I have to ask you some trivia questions, and then we do Trek and Tell.
Then
Are
we
you
do
ready?
Trick and Tell. Okay,
Are
you
you
ask
ready for
me.
some
That's good.
trivia?
Do I have to put my
Yeah.
glasses on for you to ask me?
No, well, you tell me. You can
No.
do what you want.
I do what I want. I do what I want.
I know we haven't read this one, so are you ready? You ready, Freddie?
I'm ready. You got me for 3 questions.
3 questions in the Deep Space Nine episode, What You Leave Behind. Where do 3 characters meet their fate? I don't even know where that is. Let's see. Where do 3 characters... Oh, I think I know what they're talking about.
Wow. All I'm picturing is like them in the bar at the end at Vic's place.
Think of 3 characters who
Uh,
were together at one point. And they meeting their fate. Like it's sort of like the finality.
Oh.
That's the hint I gave you. I thought
That might be a spoiler.
I thought
for
of the
people.
answer. Oh, I mean, come on, man.
Come on, yeah. If you haven't seen it yet.
Treksploration.
Gold Ducat?
But where?
Oh.
You're on the right track.
In a CG fireball.
Okay, I'm gonna give it to you. The Bajoran Fire Caves.
Bajoran Fire Caves. I wouldn't have thought of that, but I remember it. Like I'm watching it in my brain right now. It was in a cave? Yeah, okay. I got there.
As so many things in Star Trek, it's in a cave.
The same cave.
All right. After the crew loses their memories in the Next Generation episode Conundrum, where does Lieutenant Commander Data believe he works? That I don't know.
Bartender.
Is it? Yes, 10 forward. Good
I
night,
want to say he's a bartender. 10 forward. Good night, Linda.
Good night, Linda. Yes,
I
you're
thought
right.
it wasn't
10
late for her.
forward.
Maybe she's just saying goodnight to the others.
Maybe she said
Yeah,
so much
10
to
forward.
drink.
You know what's great about that episode? First time I watched it, I was so confused. I'm like, what did I miss? Did I miss an episode? Who is this guy? I should know this guy, unless you're doing something really weird.
That's the
So I
one
was
with
very
McDuff,
confused.
right?
Yeah,
McDuff,
and he's the actor who played Felicity's dad in this show, Felicity. So
I thought McDuff was a female.
it's the person that plays the alien's a dude. I don't know what his name was.
Am I thinking of the same one where they all lose their memory and then all of a sudden they have an XO?
Conundrum, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So that's McDuff. McDuff was the XO and she was butting heads with Riker.
Man, I'm living in a slightly more male universe.
I don't
because
know.
I remember
you
him
know
as
what?
male.
Listen, it's TNG. You're probably right. I'm
I just remember because it's the actor from Felicity. So
all right. Well, you got it right anyway. So you're
yay!
2 for 2.
So I got 1.5 so far, maybe.
Okay. At Patrick Stewart's request, for whom was the captain's yacht named in the motion picture Insurrection? That I don't know. I can't remember that at all.
I'm going to say. Oh, I can do this.
You can do
The
it.
wheels are turning. The Irving Berlin. Berlin. Is it the Berlin or something like that?
Wrong, sir. You lose.
Was it for his dog or something?
It was Jacques Cousteau.
What? Oh, yes. Now that you say it, I think I had that on a poster one time,
Okay.
and I
You
read
have
that.
a Jacques Cousteau poster.
The poster for Enterprise E, was it? Is that what we're talking about?
I guess yeah. The captain's yacht would be on the E, right?
I think all of them had a captain's yacht, but that's the first time we saw one, I believe.
I don't think the Enterprise, no bloody A, B, C, or D had a captain's yacht.
Even the D? We
I
need
don't
a
know.
ship's expert on.
Yeah. Somebody call What's that? show
Somebody
that you
call
like?
my mama.
Somebody call a D. All right, now we need a. So you got 2 out of 3. Ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's where
Now
this
we got a
sound
Trek and
comes from.
Tell. So I don't know what this is, and I think I held it up to the camera. You might have to blur it out because my address
Oh,
is probably
boy.
on there.
But
But
we're gonna have visitors.
visitors. Uh-oh. I'm opening now. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
This came from Albie and Serenity. It
It's a
feels
holiday
like,
gift.
Oh, I thought it would had at least a 50 or a 60. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Look, see, that's what was in there. It's the greatest. It says,
Wow.
remove to expose adhesive. That's from
They put your garbage in the packages with them. That's funny. Whoa.
Look at
Nice.
that. It's fantastic. No wonder why you were asking me what my shirt size was.
I got worried because I remember you saying it was medium because last time I think I sent you large when I sent you the shirt from Vegas, maybe. Yeah. So describe what that is for our listeners.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, there was a Deep Space Nine episode where they had Take Me Out to the Holodeck, where they made a ball team called the Niners, and they had their own logo and everything. And this is a T-shirt of the Niners logo, and it says Niners up top. It's got the logo, which is a baseball that is integrated into the DS9 silhouette, and it says DS9 Baseball League, established 2375. And not only do I love this shirt, I love this shirt doubly so because just recently, which I showed on a recent Trek and Tell, I got the Niners baseball cap. So now I got the full uniform here. There we go.
I was thinking now you can go to a baseball game in the Bronx or wherever they have that
Me out
park.
to the ball game.
Linda
Yes, I'm
says, "So
definitely-
cool."
I'm going to wear this to Yankee Stadium next time I go to Yankee Stadium.
That is awesome. You got to get noticed then, right?
Right? Yeah, I'm sure.
And
I'm
then
sure.
we hand our business cards out. I went to Steak and Shake the other night and drive-through. Probably this maybe 20-year-old woman was helping me at the drive-through. She goes, "Oh, I love your jacket. That's so cool. Star Trek, right?" I was like, "Yeah."
Oh, that's cool.
I wish I would have had a card to like say, "Listen to the show," but you know.
Well, you know, we have the thing on the sleeve, right? The QVC code on the sleeve.
Well, I wasn't wearing the shirt. I was just wearing my Picard jacket, the leather one.
Thank you both.
It was cold out.
Thank you both, you and Rennie, for this
Yep.
beautiful gift. This is awesome. I love
Rennie
it.
really cares about you,
Aw.
and I kind of like you too, kid.
I was going to say, wait a minute. There's something being unsaid there.
Apparently, we like each other because you were behind in making the episode description. So I was trying to do an AI one, and it said these two men talk about their love for each other or something.
I think I wrote that in there.
Okay, but that's cool. Hopefully it fits. If not, you got to do the stretch thing. I do the stretch thing
No,
sometimes.
it looks like it might be a little big, actually.
Good. That
Yeah,
works
so I
out.
like it. I like it a lot. Thank you very much, guys. That's beautiful. What's your Trek and Tell, my friend?
Oh, my Trek and Tell. I have so many. Before I do my Trek and Tell, I have a show and tell.
Okay. Linda says that my shirt is so cool.
So
And
cool. Let me
you're
put
right,
that up
Linda.
again. She's so cool. All right. There's another podcast that I watch. I think it was Serial at Midnight. It's a show on YouTube about collecting movies and Blu-rays and different releases and stuff. And he's a really cool guy. He had an interview on with a woman from a podcast that I'm talking about is called Perf Damage, and what she does is she restores film, and that's on YouTube as well. Just look up Perf Damage. And I think I watched like maybe 6 or 8 episodes, and I think it was the episode where she talked about the new 4K remastering of White Christmas she worked on, and she just like sideways mentioned that she was the one who restored the 4K version of Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So then they ran a little contest and had a little thing, and apparently we're one of the winners.
Oh, congratulations! You got a
And
perf pack there. What's a perf?
Perf Damage, and that's just their logo or something.
Oh, it's
But
like
they
a pin.
Yeah, they sent me a little
Cool.
film strip pin with damage on the perforations, and I just thought that was cool. I got a nice little card from them, and I just love it. They have some cute doggies on there. They drink wine and they talk about film restoration and film history.
That's cool.
So if you haven't checked it out, check out Perf Damage on YouTube. Love the show. They're just nice, sweet people. Okay, that's my show and tell.
Okay.
My Trek and tell. Well, of course, 3D printer related, right?
It has to be. Oh,
No
that
bloody
is
A, B, C,
groovy.
or D.
So for everybody listening on the on the podcast feed, it is a 3D rendering of the Enterprise, the original OG Enterprise. Not
Yes.
even the movie refit. It is the original series Enterprise. Oh, that's awesome.
And this is actually like a kit, like I was telling you about, like a model kit. They're called kit cards. That it's like a puzzle that fits together.
Gotcha.
I think I sent you and Allison pictures of it before it was together.
Right before you assembled it. So I mean, you said so. How does that work? Do they have like things that you just download specs?
There's
and then you feed
websites
it
where you
into
just say open in Bamboo Studio is what I'm using. I got a Bamboo A1. Anybody who's into 3D printing, because they had it on crazy sale. And of course, I showed this. Rennie made that for me.
Right.
Via her app. But one night I was like thinking things that I've always wanted that I haven't gotten, right? So I haven't painted it yet, but I'm going to paint it and put some neodymium magnets on it.
Is that a mobile emitter?
It is a mobile emitter.
I called it.
Yep. And I saw one in Vegas. Somebody was wearing a 3D printed mobile emitter. I think it's the same pattern. Not sure. There's about 4 that I found. But yeah, I just clicked open and print, and that's what it did.
Huh.
So now I'll have a mobile emitter. I'll
You
just
are
wear
heading
that around.
towards that post-scarcity society as long as everything you need is made out of plastic.
Yep, plastic. They have wood. They have carbon fiber. I think a few other things.
They have carbon fiber and carbon creek.
Like a rubbery one. Carbon Creek. Oof. Okay, I'm
Because-
thinking of a frame in Carbon Creek. Can you read my mind? What one frame out of the 24 frames per second?
I haven't seen it in so long, but I gotta think it has Jolene Blaylock's boobs.
It does.
I knew it.
Where she's hanging laundry. How did you know?
I just listen. It was a hunch. It was just a hunch.
Linda says she has a P1S at work. Very cool. So she can
You
print
have a
stuff out, too.
P1S at work?
Oh no. Yeah, so have you printed this one out? Listen, Linda, let us know, cadet. So I think that's pretty cool. So I just random stuff. I have more. That time travel box behind me, that's where I'm keeping my 2 Trek and Tells.
Okay.
Because I had them everywhere, but I'm trying to organize the space station.
Yeah,
I got
we got many more episodes, so don't
Yeah.
blow. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to show off my 3D printer stuff.
It's really awesome, man. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so-
That's cool beans. And all right, so let's see what we got left.
What do we
here.
got left? I know you're winding down. You woke up at dawn.
I woke up at 5:45 this morning. Couldn't get back to sleep.
Dude, I was still awake. Why didn't you text me?
That's the first thing I wake up and I do puzzles on my phone.
Ah,
And I think of, is it taquito night? I don't know.
it is taquito night.
All right.
How do you
So
like your taquitos?
I don't think I've ever had a taquito. I don't even know what taquito is.
I'm not positive, but I want to say it's like at the big box store, you get like a box of 40 of them, and they're little
Are they
rolled
like
up corn
rolls?
tortillas
Yeah.
with meat and cheese in it, maybe.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had one of those outside of like a venue, like like I'm at. Yeah. On one hand, I can count how many taquitos I've had.
I get in moods where I want those, and that's all I eat, and I air fry them, and then I think I sprinkle them with some kind of like Lowry seasoned salt or something, and I get the ones that aren't spicy, and I dip them in
remember.
sour cream.
I remember where I had them now. I was at a restaurant called Aviation in Schenectady, which is right there on State Street across from Proctor's Theater. And it was the first and I think last time I had those. And they were like the little talk. They remind me of something you get at like Price Club.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, or Costco now. It's not called Price Club
Yeah.
anymore. Sam's Club, Price Club, Costco.
When I was financially insufficient, that would be one of my staples. Besides, like ramen and stuff. The Omnipotent Willard said, I'm planning on getting a Prusa, PRUSA 3D printer. I'm not familiar with that one, but I'll look it up. The reason I got Bamboo is because I know nothing, and it's supposed to be like the easy Mac version, kind of just works. And so far, so good.
Awesome.
Lately, and I was trying to save some money because you spend so much on groceries now. But and then I looked, I was like, oh, I'll get some taquitos. And I was like, how much? I'm okay. I don't need them. Like I don't mind crap food, but I don't want to pay good food prices for crap food.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
You know.
Well, I think that
do we do now?
we're talking about taquitos, so I think we should maybe wrap this up. We got our final
All right,
thoughts
final
and
thoughts.
ratings.
Did we miss anything in the cleanups?
I don't think we did. I
looking-
mean, there's not much to
Globbers,
talk
that
about in
was
this
a funny
episode.
thing. No, not much. Get a Life, that was a funny callback from the William Shatner Saturday Night Live skit.
And you know, it also occurred to me,
Yeah.
we have lieutenants junior grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are they even in the running for the senior bridge officer position for science? Is that how the way it works? Wouldn't it be like at least a full lieutenant or a lieutenant commander before they even consider you to be part of the bridge crew? Unless your name is Quark. Not Quark, unless your name is Nog or Wesley.
It might be one of those things to where the position, you get the rank with the position, not you need the position to get the rank.
All right. Linda's just saying it's the Cerritos.
It's
I
the
guess which
Cerritos.
means you can just half-ass it on the Cerritos.
And also, I mean, yeah, they were both up for it before they met Data's head, but if Data head gives you advice, Data's head gives you advice, you take it.
Oh, we just found the new data head.
Yes. So if somebody offers you Data head, you take it. Maybe that's why it was an all-female landing party, because he was just a decapitated head
He was
and
fully
couldn't
functional.
resist, although he could chew through
Right,
a
he
lot
could
of
shoot through
stuff.
ropes, so
He learned that from Worf,
his
chewing
mouth
through
was
ropes.
fully functional.
I don't remember Worf chewing through ropes, but he must have done it at some time.
So, your final thoughts, or do you want me to do my final thoughts?
Did you think Data was cold or warm?
I would always think that Data is room temp.
Okay,
How about-
yeah,
how
I always
about you?
thought, which was cold to the touch, kind of, right? Not like
guess.
warm, like a warm-blooded. I always did too, so that surprised
Quite
me.
frankly, I never thought about it.
Really, I think about Data all the time.
Thank you, Mariner.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and
So
Data
yeah,
head.
final thoughts and ratings out of 5. Remember to use wacky objects. Share with us your ratings, please, everyone.
Yeah, no,
Watching live and in the feedback and all that stuff.
I'm going to say final thoughts on this episode. It was a delightful dalliance. Even though Tendi was acting completely out of character, I really liked the planet side stuff. I liked the time dilation stuff. I thought it was an interesting concept. We've seen it before, but I personally have never seen it on Star Trek, even though I guess it was done on Voyager. It's the first time I've seen them work this into the show. So it was fun for me to experience that. And even with some of the tropey stuff, I enjoyed in the main everything that we saw, even the Boimler Rutherford stuff, where they just, it's just so dumb, but it's still funny. So I'm going to give this I'm going to give it 3.5 giant grapes out of 5. How about you?
I thought those were huge melons.
One was grape.
No, they were grapes. They just thought it was giant melons. I think if Brent Spiner, Data, wasn't in this one, I think it could have been an okay episode and very derivative of the Gravity episode. But the fact that Data was in it and there was this like friendship / mentorship from Data to Tendi, and also the callbacks to Time's Arrow and City on the Edge of Forever, now that you mention it, I view this episode as like a gift. It's like we want to make the hearts of Star Trek fans who's put in the hours and time to watch every episode of Star Trek. We just want to make them happy and have some joy for a half hour. And I think that's what they gave us. I think they gave us a gift. So I'm going to give it 5 Data's heads that are slightly more purple out of 5. I'm going to give this a good episode. It's a great episode. Sometimes I go over 5, but I think this one deserves a 5. I just, for some reason, it was a heartwarming episode, and I was sucked into it, which is hard to say for a cartoon, because usually when you're watching a cartoon, it's definitely a cartoon. But like I was sucked into their journey on the planet, and then the perfect comedy timing with Rutherford and Boimler when they cut back to him and they're screaming, shirtless. It was just perfect in every way, and I can't really complain about the episode one bit. I'm gonna give it 5.
Awesome. So, Albie got sucked into the Purple D. If
I
you
did.
want to tell us how you felt about this episode, there are many ways that you can reach us here at Treksploration. You can always join us on our Patreon community. That's patreon.com/Treksploration. There you'll find our hub of discussion. You'll be able to talk to luminaries like Listen Linda and Captain Charles and
Captain Charles,
Scott Seligman.
Scott Seligman.
He's our
Cosplay Dad.
Cosplay Dad's there. So
Big D.
yeah. Patreon.com/Treksploration. You can gram us. Do us on the gram. Treksploration Pod. You can find us on Blue Sky, however you do Blue Skies.
Blue Sky.
Something Treksploration. Blue Sky, Treksploration.
Oh, there's a graphic now. You watched the last episode I put up in about an hour.
Okay. We also have a TikTok that we may or may not use. You can email us at treksplorationpod@gmail.com. You can call us on the phone at 707-847-6682, or you can call us live here on the show. Next time we do a live show, you can send us something at the P.O. Box. That's P.O. Box 542, Bayport, New York, 11705. And as always, you can comment right here on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/@Treksploration, right down below in the comments section. So we want to hear from all of you in every different way possible. And we will use your comments more than likely on an upcoming episode.
I have one little announcement.
What's your announcement?
If you have not given us your current mailing address and are okay with giving us your current mailing address, you might want to do that soon. Because I might be joining a landing party tomorrow or the next day to the USPS, I think it's called. I don't know what that is.
Oh, the USPS.
Yes.
Wow.
So give us your address, please.
Congratulations.
If you want something hanging on your refrigerator.
Congratulations on your promotion. Handling all those purple Ds was actually worth it. Next up on our Lower Decks recaps, we will be talking about Season 5, Episode 8, Upper Decks.
What the heck could that be about?
I don't know. Lower Decks and Upper Decks, it seems like they're completely subverting the premise of the show maybe somehow.
But it's cool that they're doing that, if they are in fact doing that, because the Upper Deck show, Next Gen, had a Lower Decks episode, so the Lower Deck show should have an Upper Decks episode.
Here we go. So
that might be fun to watch. I might watch that after this.
Sounds pretty cool. And if we ever get back to our TNG recaps, we'll also be doing those. Next one on that is Season 1, Episode 18, Home Soil.
Home Soil.
Ugly bags of mostly water.
Ugly bags of mostly water. So I was right about that, right?
Yes, you were right about that. And yeah, I got a lot to say about Home Soil.
Good, me too. Okay. I haven't seen it yet recently, but I'll watch it again on VHS or Blu-ray. Next show tomorrow night, hopefully, The Omnipotent Willard. Only you know. We don't know yet.
You're omnipotent, so
you're omnipotent. So hopefully that's the plan, but we'll see.
We always plan to do 2 in one night, and then we do like a 4-hour show.
But I think this one was worth it because we had some callers and a 4-way. It was great. It was a great time. It's not about getting through them; it's about enjoying them while we're doing it.
I'm not saying about getting through. Well, I mean, how many can we get through?
Well, it's 1 a.m. now, so I think if we go to 4, we can definitely do another one.
Oh, it's bedtime for Bonzo over here.
Bedtime for Bonzo. The actor? All right, with that.
My mental facilities is shutting down. I'm just laughing at everything.
Thank you guys, everyone, for joining us, and thank you for calling in. Listen, Linda, the Omnipotent Willard, Roll for Tarako. Thank you for being in the comments. And the Big Purple D and everyone that joined us live tonight, thank you so, so much. It really brings on a special flavor to the show. And send us those addresses. For Treksploration, I'm Albie.
And I'm Chris.
And we'll see you next time.
Purple D's in hand.
Did you hear the new closing credits theme song?
No, I think I just heard it.
I don't drink, but I'll drink some of that Star Trek wine. We got about 30 seconds more because we got more pictures in. So
Star Trek wine.
People watching live, send in those pictures.
Star Trek wine. Star Trek wine from the 90s.
You can send in more than one. Like if you met somebody, like Cosplay Dad did. He sent in a couple recently with Frakes and Dorney. So we put those up in the credits.
Where did you get this, by the way?
Amazon.
Okay.
Black Friday. Yeah, I went through and I almost got one for me, but I was like, oh, that's more of a That's more of a Chris thing.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys so much.
Well, I can't wait till like I get a picture of you at the baseball game wearing both things. Like I know we both want to go wearing the actual baseball uniform, but that's when we're in town and can watch a baseball together. Maybe come down for spring training.
Okay, sure. I think the Mets do spring training. Everybody does spring training down there, right? So
Royals, Kansas City Royals. I think that's our team. I'm not sure. Is
we
that
can
a
be
team?
Royals.
Wait,
They are a team from
Who's
Kansas
Kansas City?
Kansas City, Missouri. Believe it or
Yeah,
not.
but what's their pro team?
The Royals.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
No, you're right.
Okay, I wasn't sure if that was the farm team or the real team.
No. They're the Royals. They were just in the World Series, or they were in the playoffs against the Orioles.
Omnipotent Willard says you're right. I know Chris finds a surprise in the PO box during tomorrow's show. I'll call him and we do a massive.
Oh,
surprise.
if I find the surprise, I'm not really sure. We'll figure it out, Willard, when it comes in. I check the PO box just about every weekend. Sometimes during the week if I can.
I know one was shipped to you a few days ago, so I don't know when it'll get there.
Okay, so we'll figure it out.
Ooh, that was almost a Bosons.
I was going to say,
I'll
what's
work on it.
your bosun whistle?
I'll work on it. Ooh, I can print one of those for next time. All right, live audience, thank you so much. We're going to hang up now. And thank you. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. We'll keep an update on the
Been
Patreon.
a long road.
Getting from there to here. No, you hang up. No, I hang up. I got to... Okay, I can almost do...
Well, I hope you didn't lose your thing. It's still recording. It's still recording.
Nope, that was...
There we go.
I think I know how to do it by now.